This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, October 12th. I'm Tori. I'm here with Jeffrey. How are you, sir?
I feel good.
Good. That's great. Al joins us from home. How are you doing, Al?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm doing good. I'm not freezing. Everything's great.
I was so worried he was going to be frozen when we got to him. All right. Well, first off, right off the bat, you guys are already writing in. We have to give a huge DBL shout out to the LA Lakers. Just me, okay?
Yes.
They beat the Miami Heat last night in Game 6 of the NBA Finals and now are champions for the 17th time. It also happens to be the 4th title win for LeBron James, who was named MVP. Here's what he had to say after the win.
Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization wants their respect. Laker Nation wants their respect. And I want my damn respect, too.
Of course, Lakers fans went nuts. Thousands gathered outside the Staples Center. At one point, started chanting Kobe. Vanessa Bryant celebrated the win with a post on Instagram saying, "Wish Kobe and Gigi were here to see this." Wow. Now that the season is over, the NBA is also celebrating the success of the bubble. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's this isolation zone that protected the players from COVID-19. Get this, there were 0 virus cases while inside that bubble. They all stayed in Orlando. Am I right, Jeff?
I believe so, yes.
The NBA took other precautions throughout the season, like having fans attend virtually, but the NFL still continues to have quite a few fans attending in person. Several players have tested positive. This is the NFL, which has led to a lot of postponed games. So first off, I want to get to both of you quickly about Kobe and the feeling that he is in heaven looking down on us. Al, how do you feel about the LA Lakers taking it?
You know, as a diehard Cavs fan, I couldn't have been happier for the Lakers and Laker Nation. They deserve this. Obviously, Kobe has been in our hearts ever since the terrible accident. I can't believe that was this year.
Yeah.
What a year 2020 has been. But you know what? It did provide a little bit of levity in an otherwise very heavy year. So again, I was happy for the Lakers and happy for LeBron, who, you know, when he said, "I want my respect," what that is that I don't think there's ever been a superstar that sustained this level of greatness for 17, 18 years in a row that is subject to this kind of scrutiny. So I think you heard a little bit of his frustration there. But also, I think they showed the other sports leagues that you can have sports. It just has to be a self-contained bubble. And you have to take it serious.
Talk to me about I agree with you, Al. Talk to me about the bubble, Jeff. That's so interesting that the NFL maybe should have learned its lesson from the NBA. Am I right?
And the NHL, which we didn't mention. There were some early on COVID tests in the NBA as well as the NHL. But once they figured it out, the NBA didn't have any. The NHL went over 31,000 in a row without a positive test. So they figured it out. And if they're just following the guidelines that the rest of America knows, why can't we figure it out? That's what I want to understand. I just want to put it out there, Tori. I don't want to start a Monday with politics. But there's a lot of people celebrating without masks on, and we're talking about super spreaders. I'm just putting it out there. We're not going to mention it.
And walking away.
We're not going to talk about it.
Jeff, speaking about celebrating, did you guys see the guy on the skateboard that was drinking champagne,
Thanks for taking
doing the ocean spray?
I was about to take that. Okay, way to go, Al. So this is, of course, 420 Doggy. And
Dogface.
Dogface. I thought it was Doggy. Excuse me.
I think it's Dogface.
We'll find out for sure.
We're going to get some clarification.
We'll get a producer on it right away. But he, instead of cranberry, of course, ocean spray, he had champagne. I love this guy. I can't get enough of this guy. He is my happy.
You know what? He makes me smile.
He makes me smile.
And like Al said, 2020, what a year. It makes me smile. What's wrong with that?
Amen. All right. Well, if you've turned on the TV today, you've also seen it, the Senate. It's taking on the confirmation hearing of Judge Amy Coney Barrett's nomination to the Supreme Court. So it looks a little different than past hearings. That's her family. You can see that Judge Barrett is wearing a mask. Meantime, Senator Mike Lee, who I need to tell you tested positive for coronavirus 11 days ago, is not wearing a mask. Many senators opted to attend the hearing remotely, including Kamala Harris. Senator Amy Klobuchar gave her opening statements and touched on the rush to get Judge Barrett approved so quickly. Take a look.
To respond to Senator Cruz, this isn't a rush to justice. This is a rush to put in a justice whose views are known and who will have a profound impact on your life. And yes, these policies that the court decides, they matter.
So a lot of interesting visuals. If you guys didn't know, Dianne Feinstein also put up huge billboard pictures of people who might lose their Affordable Care Act. And you had to see I think we have a picture of that, Judge Coney Barrett had to sort of look at that while responding. So it was a really interesting image. Jeff, what did you take just from the mask wearing? Mike Lee tested positive 11 days ago.
Well, Tori, I've been strong on this. And again, it's Monday. I don't want to start off the week diving too far into politics.
Sail into it, yeah.
But I mean, we just gave a perfect example of how the NBA handled it, how the NHL handled it.
Why can't our Congress?
Positives. Why can't our Congress? They're in a semi-bubble. They're living in Washington, D.C. Why can't they figure this out? And again, there's a lot of people celebrating last night. I'm just going to put it out there. We're not going to talk about it.
Fair to put it out there. Al, I do have to ask you, too. Mike Lee also refused a COVID test. I don't understand how you're allowed in the room and the sergeant at arms doesn't bar you if you haven't taken a negative COVID test right then and there.
Of the federal government that is not.
Because, Tori, you know what? We have rules, but really we all kind of adhere to the rules because that's how we want our society to function. You don't really have to park in a parking space. You can kind of do what you want. You can, I mean, what if everybody decides to break the rules? There's not enough people to enforce them. And so rules are kind of put in place, and we've all decided as a collective that we're going to follow these rules because it makes it safer for everybody. If people aren't, if Mike Lee isn't going to wear a mask, no one's going to tackle him to the ground. You know what's going to happen? It increases the chances of people getting sick. And that's a decision that he made. And unfortunately, this is the example that we're given as for our country.
I don't understand why
you can't have COVID twice.
I'm not quite sure why Adam Silver has more enforcement on this than our own Congress. I think that's a mockery of what's going on in D.C., and I'm sure Jeff agrees, along with a lot of people, I'm sure. All right, let's move on to SNL. I want to get your take on this. Comedian Bill Burr is being criticized for his opening monologue on Saturday Night Live, where he mocked everything from the coronavirus to Gay Pride Month. Oy vey, take a look.
The month of June is Gay Pride Month. That's a little long, don't you think? For a group of people that were never enslaved. Dude, black people were actually enslaved. They get February. They get 28 days of overcast weather. Sun goes down at 4 in the afternoon. Everybody's shivering. Nobody wants to go on the parade.
I'm sorry. Bill also took a swipe at white women. This is what really incited Twitter, if you will, who he says single-handedly hijacked the woke movement. Have a look.
Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
Oh, good. Okay. A lot of you were offended. We're laughing, but talk to us if you were offended. White women on Twitter lit up right after. Canceled Bill Burr. Al, he's a huge comedian. I opened for him once, and it was like a highlight of my tiny career. What do you think about this? Has comedy gotten canceled?
No. You know why? Because you guys are laughing. The people on Twitter aren't funny. They're there to be serious. They're there to get people fired. They're there to cancel people. But you know who's not there to cancel people? The tens and thousands of people that show up to see Bill Burr. What comedians have to do, especially social commentators, they have to talk about uncomfortable subjects. And as soon as you do, there are bloggers that pay their bills, that pay their house notes by attacking people that talk about real things. Congress people aren't going to talk about it. Athletes, for the most part, will say, oh, we just had a good game. The only people that really dare to talk about social issues are comedians. It makes them fodder for people that have blogs. That's all it is. This is just clickbait.
People say it's like George Carlin, Richard Pryor. Those people were the truth tellers in a time when people didn't want to say it. I'm so glad George Carlin and Richard Pryor aren't alive today. The bloggers would have nitpicked them apart. Is it time to cancel Richard Pryor? Stop it. I like your voice for those Twitter people.
That's how every blogger in my mind sounds. I was watching the show and I turned on and Bill Burr. Stop it.
Thank you for that nasal take on that. What did you think of it? I laughed really hard. I think comedy got canceled somehow this past year or two.
I don't think so. I think they're trying to. They're trying to. I don't think it's ever going to be canceled. The funny lies somewhere within the truth and the offensive, right? That's where the comedy is. And I don't want to speak for Al. We talk about this this all the time. Listen, this is freedom of speech. Like it or not, this is freedom of speech. This makes me laugh. I am not offended by whatever Bill Burr said. And if it does help anybody out there, he was speaking of people of color. His wife is of color. I don't know if that helps anybody else, but I needed a laugh like this. I thought Saturday Night Live was great. I love Bill Burr. He's got a great podcast that I listen to. It makes me smile.
It makes me
Why
smile.
does everybody want to turn my happy face upside down?
Let's
Why
all
does
have a
everyone
smile.
do that?
Let's all have a smile.
Cancel Jeff smiling.
That's it. He's too smiley. I see too many teeth. Get him off the TV.
Beat it. Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, it's Columbus Day in a majority of states, but several others have opted out, instead celebrating Indigenous people. So should the day be abolished completely? We're sharing your DBL take. And as we go to break, check out our studio. Most of our coworkers, they're working from home. We love you guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. All right, so today is polarizing for many reasons, but one is because it's Columbus Day. It's been a national holiday for almost a century, but in recent years, there's been a call for the holiday to be abolished since Indigenous people were displaced and massacred. So DBL Nation, with more states recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day, I think we're up to about 14 states, should Columbus Day be canceled as a federal holiday? Talking about cancel, I'm going to read your questions and then get Al and Jeff's take. Al, the first one's for you. Randy from Facebook says, why are we so focused on the bad and everything? History is not perfect. However, we should be able to celebrate the story of America and not cancel it. Al, what's your quick take on that?
Well, I'd agree with him that we should be able to celebrate the story of America, but I think we need to be able to celebrate the entire story of America. And no matter how you feel about this country, there's a lot of things that have just gone, just not discussed. You talk about the massacre in Tulsa in 1932. Did anybody sitting on that panel right now, does anybody even know about that? Did you learn about the greatest racial massacre of all time that happened in the 19th century? No one learns about that. There's a lot of things that have happened. We have a very bloody history, but we are here today. But I think we have to discuss all the steps that got here, and we can't just highlight the good parts.
That's totally fair. Jeff, the next comment, is from Jackie from Twitter. Make Indigenous Peoples Day, week or months its own thing. Why associate it with this travesty?
Listen, I said a long time ago that Columbus Day is on its way out. So why not just substitute one for the other? All I want is a day off. You know what I mean? All I want is that insensitive? I'm getting rid of the bad and I'm bringing in the good. That's not insensitive. See, that's what I'm talking about. Comedy lies somewhere right in the middle there.
Schroeder.
Comedy's somewhere right in the middle.
Right.
Jeff, can I get your back real quick and tell you somebody that has your back? Neil deGrasse Tyson. He credits Columbus for doing something that was very important. Obviously, there was a lot of, we're not going to talk about the massacres, but what Columbus did by setting out and bringing a whole new set of genetics to another country, he actually strengthened human beings because he got more genetic crossover. Okay. Almost like, and I'm not trying to be disparaging here, almost like, Tori, you have dogs. Mutts are stronger because they have different kinds of dog in them that helps them fight off more and more diseases. Columbus did that by bringing a whole new set of genetics over to the new land.
But
so
he also brought...
Columbus did something very important that no one talks about.
Right, but I don't think he meant to do that, and he brought smallpox and rape and pillaging as well,
not.
So I think. All right, so
but
Sydney...
hey, great point, Al, nonetheless. Thanks for getting my back, buddy.
Al. All right, Sydney from Facebook says, I don't get why we have to replace one with the other. People celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Can't people have the option of celebrating how they see fit? Jeff, what do you take on that one?
Oh, it's back to me?
Well, Al just talked about Neil deGrasse. Yeah.
Well, I see it fitting that maybe you should, if you're going to cancel one Italian, maybe substitute another one in there.
So
maybe balance it out.
who would you put in instead of Columbus?
I don't know. I almost said another one that got canceled.
Mario Batali.
How did you know?
Because I know you, and of course I think.
would write the food.
Of course.
I would write the food.
Interesting.
Maybe Gianna De Laurentiis. How about that? We put her in there.
She's wonderful. I love her.
Everyone loves her.
All right, Kyla from Facebook. Al, this is for you. Says people are more woke now. If you're not for this change, I'm sorry to say this, but you support racism. Interesting. Talk to me, Al.
Tori, I think that it's easy to look at that on the surface, but if you want to get a little deeper, and I'm sure we got 20 seconds to do this, I think when people hear about things being canceled that they grew up on, they take it as a personal attack.
Al. Yes.
They see it as like you're canceling something that I grew up with. Yes. What are you saying? Something's wrong with me? My mother helped me get dressed and celebrate this day. You're saying something's wrong with me?
Yeah.
So we have to remove the I and understand the why.
I totally agree with you. Also, the man got lost. Let's just call it what it is. Happy National Indigenous Day. That's how I feel. Coming up on DBL, our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, is tackling the latest COVID headlines, including a disturbing story about people who want to get infected. Ugh, that's coming up next.
If you have Medicare, listen.
Welcome back to DBL. As usual,
I thought it was a one-shot.
Yep, you were on your phone. Rude. All right, as usual, there's a lot of COVID-19 info to wade through, and we're here to help make sense of it all. Our medical expert, Dr. Payal Kohli, good to see you. She joins us live. We wanted you to weigh in on what's happening inside the NFL. Of the 32 teams in the NFL right now, 4 of them are dealing with positive coronavirus tests, and because of that, 9 more teams are having their seasons reshuffled. So, Doc, we first want to know, how did this happen, and what can we learn from how it was handled?
So Tori and Jeff, I think there's some very important lessons to take away from what happened, and in my opinion, some major missteps that happened by the NFL. So the first was the decision to not have a bubble like the NBA and the NHL did. This was an active decision, and unfortunately, because of this decision, whatever's happening in the community is going to happen on the team. So as the cases are going up in the community, you're inevitably going to see those outbreaks in the teams, and you can't really separate the two. The second misstep, in my opinion, and lesson to be learned is an over-reliance on testing. So the Tennessee Titans, which have the most number of cases, their first positive test happened 2 Saturdays ago with their linebackers coach testing positive. Instead of shutting down the entire team and quarantining them for 14 days, which is what they should have done, they tested everybody else on the team. They tested negative, of course, because it takes a few days for that test to turn positive after exposure, and then decided to let them play. And then, of course, they're also doing things like not following the rules on the masks. They're letting fans into the stadiums, and they're only testing the staff twice a week, instead of testing them every day.
Wow. Interesting take.
The doc with the knowledge and talking football?
Yeah, the offensive linebacker coach comment? Huh?
You ruined it.
Yeah, you like that?
I was getting excited. It was totally ruined. Okay, back to normal. With 12 more weeks to go, what do you think will happen with the rest of the NFL season if infections, see what you did to me, Tori, continue to rise? Can football safely continue?
You know, I'm concerned about this. I really am, because if the decision was made not to create a bubble, then you have to be poised and ready to go the second that there's a single positive case and really shut down everything. And I think there's been a huge reluctance to do that. Just say, oh, the test is negative, so we can keep going. And I think this is going to bode not well for the season if we continue to do this. I also am very nervous about this concept of allowing the fans in like they're doing with the Miami Dolphins. So we have to see what happens, but I think we're not headed into a good place here.
Not good on the horizon from the doc. Well said. All right, there's another concept making headlines today.
Are you having the same conversation?
Yes,
everybody?
You're on the phone. Thousands of volunteers have signed up for a campaign called One Day Sooner, where they're intentionally exposing themselves to the coronavirus. Explain this, Doc.
So this is very interesting. When you have a vaccine trial, some people get placebo or nothing at all, and some people get the active vaccine, and then you wait for Mother Nature to expose them to the virus naturally and see if there's a difference. This takes a long time. So this is a concept of a challenge trial where you intentionally expose them to the virus. And remember, some of the people being exposed to this virus got a placebo vaccine, so they're not really protected. And the ethical question here, you guys, is whether or not this is the right thing to do, because we don't have a treatment for coronavirus. But I have to say, the people that are signing up for this trial are very noble, but it does concern me because there's a financial incentive to sign up for this trial that we may be getting some of the more disadvantaged members of our society.
What do you learn in D.C.? 3 words, Jeffrey. Dr. Kohli, follow the money.
And listen, the NFL as well.
And the NFL. Totally good point, actually. Very good point. Thank you so much, Doctor. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration.
Welcome back to DBL. Check out this crazy video out of Florida. It shows a boat spinning out of control after the passenger somehow fell overboard during a photo shoot. They had to dive underwater several times to avoid getting hit by this boat. Oh my Lord. Eventually the boat hit the dock, went airborne before hitting another dock, coming to a stop. No one was seriously hurt except for sitting on the dock of that bay.
Wow. There's nowhere to go but up, Tori. It's Monday. All you can do is go up from here.
Is Al frozen or just mad?
I think he's mad, like the rest of America.
I'm mad. Okay. I had that joke planned. I'm like, it's going to go over smooth sailing. What do you think about the motorboat, Jeff?
I think Florida should secede from the union and make that international waters and just call it a day.
Oh, boy.
That's what I think.
Controversy at the very end. All right. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. We love you, Florida.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
LeBron and the Lakers win the championship, with the NBA winning the COVID battle inside the bubble. Now why the NFL season could be in jeopardy as players test positive and games get postponed. A speedboat circling out of control after the passengers fall overboard. Stay tuned to see what happens next. After years of fertility issues, a woman's 51-year-old mother decides to become her surrogate.
Going through fertility treatment can be really lonely and isolating.
And controversy at SNL. Was host Bill Burr funny, or did he go too far?
White women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, October 12th. I'm Sam here with Jeff. How you doing, buddy?
Feeling good on Monday.
Yes. You even had like a little wave to your voice. Like
yeah,
you're like,
you got to start off strong.
Okay, good. I need it. I need Jeff's energy. I'm a little wonky today, so I'm going to like purge your energy if that's okay, without draining you.
Take a little bit from me and a little bit from Al.
Okay, Al, how you doing, Al?
I'm feeling great, Tammy. How you doing on this beautiful Monday?
It is a beautiful Monday. I'm just
Look at that smile. How could you not be in a good mood when you see that smile?
I know, it's contagious. I feel better. I feel better. It's been a day. Let me just say that. Okay, exhale. Yes, that's what I tell myself when I'm having one of those days. Just exhale. All right.
You got this.
So we got to give a big DBL shout out, you guys, to the Lakers. Go LA. They beat the Miami Heat last night in Game 6 of the NBA Finals and are now champions for the 17th time. It also happens to be the 4th title win for LeBron James, who was named MVP. Here's what he had to say after the win.
We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization wants their respect. Laker Nation wants their respect. And I want my damn respect, too.
Wow, of course the Lakers fans went nuts. Thousands gathered outside the Staples Center and at one point started chanting Kobe. Vanessa Bryant celebrated the win with a post on Instagram saying, "Wish Kobe and Gigi were here to see this." Now that the season is over, the NBA is also celebrating the success of the bubble. So that's the isolation zone that protected the players from COVID-19. So get this, you guys, there were 0 virus cases while inside that bubble. The NBA took other precautions throughout the season, like having fans attend virtually, as you can see. But the NFL, let's talk about that, okay? Because it still continues to have quite a few fans attending in person. And several players have tested positive, which has led to a lot of postponed games. So, gosh, there's so much to tackle here because, one, I know that Albert is a huge LeBron fan. I know because of Cleveland, but now he's on the Lakers. So, Al, I want to hear how you feel about the Lakers winning. Were you happy? Were you disappointed? And then also, do you think the NBA, how do you think they handled the coronavirus as opposed to the NFL?
First of all, Sam, you set me up. We're airing in my hometown of Cleveland right now. I am a Cavs fan and a Cavs fan only, but I am a LeBron fan, not only for what he did for the Cavs in 2016, bringing us the championship, but for what he does off the court. So that being said, I think that a lot of leagues, and Jeff, you can attest to this as well, can learn a lot from what the NBA did. You look at the disarray that college football is in this year. I believe the University of Utah at one point only had 1 team on their schedule because other teams had dropped out or decided not to play for the season. I know the coach for LSU, the LSU Tigers in Louisiana, said that he thought that most of his players at one point or another had COVID. So maybe other leagues need to look at this.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of what Al said, the NBA figured it out. They had some early on COVID tests, but then figured out had none. The NHL had a few in the beginning and then had 31,000 negative tests.
Wow.
So they figured it out. Why can't we figure it out? And I'm not going to go here on Monday, but I'm just saying maybe someone in a house that's white with the surrounding people maybe could figure out because they're in a semi-bubble. And
right.
On that note, you know, there's a lot of, if we're talking about super spreaders, there's a lot of people celebrating last night in L.A.
I didn't like that.
I'm just going to put,
Thank you for saying that.
We don't have to go there. I'm just putting it out there.
I was upset by that because, listen, I'm also a Lakers fan. My husband's a diehard Lakers fan. Come on, people. Look at you guys without masks. Some of them are in masks, but I see a lot of people without masks. Shame on you. Shame on you. I want to leave with this fun note. So you guys all know the viral skateboarder, right? The ocean spray.
420 Mad Dog face, something like that.
Well, let's see what he did to honor the Lakers. And instead of ocean spray, are you ready? Yeah, buddy. Oh my gosh, he's drinking butter. Everybody thought that was champagne. You guys, that's Chardonnay. That's the brand I like.
Really?
That's a cold Chard. Him and I should be best friends. That's butter Chardonnay, Al. Him and I should definitely sit down and have a glass of cold Chard.
He's too famous now.
I think this guy is on to something. Sam, first of all, please stop saying shard. But, you know, I think this guy is on to something. Product placement, Jeff. We're now talking about Chardonnay. What are they going to do for him next?
I don't know, but listen, all product placement aside, all that other stuff we're talking about, this dude just makes me happy.
I love him.
You know what?
I love him.
It's time to just smile once in a while, right?
Yep, he's the best. Enjoy that cold Chard, buddy. Okay, so if you've turned the TV on today or even went online, you've definitely seen the Senate is taking up the confirmation hearing of Judge Amy Coney Barrett's nomination to the Supreme Court. Now, it looks a little different than past hearings. You can see Judge Barrett is wearing a mask. Meantime, Senator Mike Lee, who, by the way, you guys, tested positive for coronavirus just 11 days ago. He's not wearing a mask. So many senators opted to attend the hearing remotely, including Kamala Harris. She gave her opening statements earlier. Let's take a look.
While tens of millions of Americans are struggling to pay their bills, the Senate should be prioritizing coronavirus relief and providing financial support to those families. The House bill would help families and small businesses get through this crisis. But Senate Republicans have not lifted a finger for 150 days. Yet, this committee is determined to rush a Supreme Court confirmation hearing through in just 16 days.
Judge Jeff? Yeah, no.
I'll take
Nobody
it.
give him a
Meeting's
gavel.
adjourned. Everybody take the day off.
Oh, okay. Let's give him a gavel. Let's find one for him. What did you make of Kamala Harris's statement, and then also just everything that's going on right now? Like, what did you think about how seeing that Mike Lee not wearing a mask in comparison to even some of our LA natives also not wearing a mask?
Yes, and for the Kamala Harris thing, I got to look into it a little bit more. But the thing that jumped off for me, I don't know if anyone caught it, when she's like millions of Americans can't pay their bills. Right. And that's the truth. And we have to look at those numbers and really figure things out on both sides of the aisle. So I'll leave that where it is right now. As far as the masks thing, it goes back to my original point. The NBA figured it out. The NHL figured it out. Why can't our leaders on both sides of the aisle, I'm keeping this, I don't want to get too crazy on a Monday, figure this out? This mask thing that's become so politicized, and I have a freedom of speech.
No.
I don't get it, Sam. I don't get it.
We all want to get back to normal. We all want normalcy again. We got Halloween coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's all going to be shot. Hanukkah, shot. Because people have politicized the mask movement. When is everyone going to get on board?
Yes. Sam, I'm sorry to say it's not going to happen. There's never going to be this consensus, oh, we should have all been doing this. Until there's a law, people didn't wear seatbelts until there was a law. People smoked in bars. People smoked on airplanes until there was a law. Until there's a law, people are going to do as they choose. Unfortunately, we can lament about how it's a political issue. It is. The people that wear masks and the people that choose not to would see it as a loss if they wore a mask or didn't wear a mask, rather than helping everybody out. So it's a political issue now, and unfortunately, we're more wrapped up in this than the fact that, again, a lot of Americans aren't getting the financial support that they deserve from their government.
Yeah, hey, Congress, both sides of the aisle, get your act together. There are so many Americans, to your point, Jeff, millions of Americans that cannot pay their bills. I know you guys are all okay. You're being paid. You can put food on the table. Your families are fine. But all of your constituents that voted you in that office, they are struggling to survive. Shame on you. Shame on Congress. Before we go to break, we want you guys to check out this crazy video out of Florida. It shows a boat spinning out of control after the passengers somehow fell overboard during a photo shoot. They had to dive underwater several times to avoid getting hit. Eventually, the boat hit a dock and went airborne before hitting another dock, coming to a stop. No one was seriously hurt. Wow. Can you imagine that being you? You're in the water and I got to duck again or swim away from it. How scary.
I think we have once a week Florida videos going on. I think you need to get a passport to go into Florida. They need to secede from the union, and that's international waters. Florida's crazy.
Floridians are not happy with Jeff. They are writing in left and right, Al.
They're going to get on me, but they're letting all their football fans come back into the stadium. That's not craziness?
Al,
is that a little bit of craziness?
Is that fair to Floridians?
It is, unfortunately, Sam, it's bigger than Floridians. What we have here is another situation of what I call people dying for likes. People trying to take pictures. They fall off of cliffs. They fall off of boats. They fall into monuments and artwork because people are trying to get social media famous. So I think this is another case of that.
I know. Wow.
The Florida hate's going to start filing in.
Yes, it is.
I love Florida, but listen, it's crazy.
Don't backpedal now.
It's crazy.
Stop. Just because, stop.
All right, call me after you go to the Jaguars game. Have fun.
Okay. I like your little piece of hair that's floating down right now. It's very handsome.
I didn't even know.
Look to the right a little bit. You see that, everybody? No, to the other way, the other way. See the little piece floating down?
I can't see it.
Really cute.
Sandy!
Al, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, Bill Burr's SNL monologue is getting slammed on social media. Did his jokes go too far? Plus, it is Columbus Day in a majority of states, but several others have opted out instead to celebrate Indigenous people. Should the day be abolished completely? We're going to share your DBL take about that. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. Today is polarizing for many Americans because Columbus Day has been a national holiday for almost a century. But in recent years, there has been a call for the holiday to be abolished since Indigenous people were displaced and massacred. That's actually putting it lightly. So DBL Nation, with more states recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day, should Columbus Day be canceled as a federal holiday? So I'm going to read the comments, then I'm going to get Al and Jeff's take. Let's begin with you, Al. Here's the first comment. Cindy from Facebook says, I don't get why we have to replace one with the other. People celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Can people have the option of celebrating how they see fit? What would you say, Al?
Well, I think it's not about what you celebrate. It's do we take that take the day off and recognize it as a national holiday. And Sam, I think it's a bigger conversation we don't have time to get into during DBL Take. I think this needs to start in history class when you learn the actual history of this country, from the Salem witch trials to the First and Second World Wars to the Tulsa massacre. There's a lot of blood on this country's hands. It's unpleasant, but it doesn't mean that it deserves to be shoved to the side. We should learn where we came from and how we got here. We can celebrate the good things, analyze the bad things, and move forward.
All right, I agree. Well said, Al. You're on fire today. Okay, so Jeff, here's the next comment. Kyla from Facebook says, people are more woke now. If you're not for this change, I'm sorry to say, but you support racism. What would you say to that?
First of all, let me just tackle that comment. I hate the blanket statement of, if you don't agree with what I agree with, you're racist, transphobic, whatever it may be. I hate that blanket comment, by the way, okay? But thanks for writing it. Here's what I think about Columbus Day. You know, to Al's point, we need to tell the truth. I don't know why we didn't learn the truth about that in our grammar schools, grade schools, even high school, right? Columbus was looking for India. That's why they call Native Americans Indians, because he thought he was in India. So that's why they're called Indians. I didn't know that. I learned that later on in life. Listen, this guy has done a lot of bad. He did discover what we now know as America, although I think America Vespucci discovered that. I'm going too far down the rabbit hole right now. My point is, if you're going to take one holiday away from Italians, support it with another Italian.
What? Okay, Donna from Facebook says, get rid of Columbus Day and stop teaching, to your point, Jeff, fake history to our children. Columbus was a murderer. A whole race of people was also wiped out. Listen, yes, we need to reform our textbooks. I want my daughter Sophie to learn exactly what our history is, because if you can learn, the more you know, the more you grow. And I want her to understand how certain communities and how certain groups of marginalized individuals were treated, so she can have empathy. And so we can all hopefully collectively make it right, especially our youth, because our youth are the ones that are going to be creating policy in the future. So let's start by reforming all of those textbooks, and I 1,000% think that Indigenous people should have an Indigenous Day, considering everything that they have gone through historically. It's horrific.
How about my Italian point? We'll tackle it another
day.
day.
I'm on board.
Thanks, Al.
Of course you are, Al. Jeez. You guys are always Team Jeff,
Hey,
Team
day
Al.
off.
No, you're not even on camera right now. What's happening?
There he is.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
You can hear my voice.
Wow. Okay. We'll be right back.
If you have Medicare, listen up. The Medicare...
Welcome back to DBL. We're here for you every day with facts and info about COVID-19. Earlier, Tori and I checked in with our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, about what's making headlines today.
We wanted you to weigh in on what's happening inside the NFL. Of the 32 teams in the NFL right now, 4 of them are dealing with positive coronavirus tests. And because of that, 9 more teams are having their seasons reshuffled. So, Doc, we first want to know, how did this happen? And what can we learn from how it was handled?
So Tori and Jeff, I think there's some very important lessons to take away from what happened, and in my opinion, some major missteps that happened by the NFL. So the first was the decision to not have a bubble like the NBA and the NHL did. This was an active decision, and unfortunately, because of this decision, whatever's happening in the community is going to happen on the team. So as the cases are going up in the community, you're inevitably going to see those outbreaks in the teams, and you can't really separate the two. The second misstep, in my opinion, and lesson to be learned, is an over-reliance on testing. So the Tennessee Titans, which have the most number of cases, their first positive test happened 2 Saturdays ago with their linebackers coach testing positive. Instead of shutting down the entire team and quarantining them for 14 days, which is what they should have done, they tested everybody else on the team. They tested negative, of course, because it takes a few days for that test to turn positive after exposure, and then decided to let them play. And then, of course, they're also doing things like not following the rules on the masks. They're letting fans into the stadiums, and they're only testing the staff twice a week, instead of testing them every day.
Wow. Interesting take.
The doc with the knowledge and talking football.
Yeah, the offensive linebacker coach comment. Huh?
You ruined it.
Yeah, you like that?
I was getting excited. It was totally ruined. Okay, back to normal. With 12 more weeks to go, what do you think will happen with the rest of the NFL season if infections, see what you did to me, Tori, continue to rise? Can football safely continue?
You know, I'm concerned about this. I really am, because if the decision was made not to create a bubble, then you have to be poised and ready to go the second that there's a single positive case and really shut down everything. And I think there's been a huge reluctance to do that. Just say, oh, the test is negative, so we can keep going. And I think this is going to bode not well for the season if we continue to do this. I also am very nervous about this concept of allowing the fans in like they're doing with the Miami Dolphins. So we have to see what happens, but I think we're not headed into a good place here.
Not good on the horizon from the doc. Well said. All right, there's another concept making headlines today.
Are you having the same conversation
Yes,
as everybody?
you're on the phone. Thousands of volunteers have signed up for a campaign called One Day Sooner, where they're intentionally exposing themselves to the coronavirus. Explain this, Doc.
So this is very interesting. When you have a vaccine trial, some people get placebo or nothing at all, and some people get the active vaccine, and then you wait for Mother Nature to expose them to the virus naturally and see if there's a difference. This takes a long time. So this is a concept of a challenge trial where you intentionally expose them to the virus. And remember, some of the people being exposed to this virus got a placebo vaccine, so they're not really protected. And the ethical question here, you guys, is whether or not this is the right thing to do, because we don't have a treatment for coronavirus. But I have to say, the people that are signing up for this trial are very noble, but it does concern me because there's a financial incentive to sign up for this trial that we may be getting some of the more disadvantaged members of our society.
What do you learn in D.C.? 3 words, Jeffrey. Dr. Coley, follow the money.
And listen, the NFL as well.
And the NFL. Totally good point, actually. Very good point. Thank you so much, Doctor. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, of course. So we have Viviana saying, the Lakers deserved that win. Kobe is smiling down from heaven. I love that. Many people have echoed that same sentiment. And Darlene says, I'm a big Lakers fan, but all those maskless celebrations were a little unsettling during the pandemic. I'd say a lot unsettling. I was really disappointed in my home city.
Listen, I'm just glad we're mentioning it. You know what I mean? A lot of people just breeze by it like it never happened.
Be better, people. Come on. Okay, so here's what's coming up on DBL. Meghan Markle says she was the most trolled person in the world last year. And did Bill Burr go too far on SNL? DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff with his little cute little piece of hair floating down today. It's still there.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I can't see. Is it gone?
My gosh.
What? I tried to get rid of it. I'm not trying to show. What do you think? I'm doing a shampoo commercial over here?
I kind of felt Al joining us from home. Hey, Al.
Hey, shades of that limo driver, huh, Sam?
What?
I got it, Al. The video.
What? Oh, that I was giving shade?
No.
Okay, I'm tired, everybody. Enough. Okay, so let's get to the top of the trending stories. Al. Comedian Bill Burr is being blasted for his opening monologue or on SNL rather, where he talked about everything from the coronavirus to Gay Pride Month. Take a look.
The month of June is Gay Pride Month. That's a little long, don't you think? For a group of people that were never enslaved. Dude, black people were actually enslaved. They get February. They get 28 days of overcast weather. Sun goes down at 4 in the afternoon. Everybody's shivering. Nobody wants to go on the parade.
Bill also took a swipe at white women who he says single-handedly hijacked the woke movement. Take a listen.
Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
All right, Al, you are our comedian. Was this funny in your opinion, or did it cross the line?
I thought it was hilarious, and a comic's job is to find the line and cross it. It's amazing what we ask of our comedians. We want them to be social commentators. We want them to make light of tough, dark, sad, scary issues. And when they do, there's immediately 10,000 bloggers there to attack them. Sam, you are a comedy fan. You've been to hundreds of shows with your husband. You know that comedy is all about context. When you're in the room, it's all about context. There's a reason people are laughing. But the next day, if you take something out of context, which is what comedy needs to make sense, then it's always going to look bad. Comedians will always be fodder for blogs because they always will talk about the tough issues with buzzwords like woke and white women and the BLM movement and gay pride. All those things immediately, you're like, what? Somebody said something? It's like, listen to the context in which he said it.
Well said. As a white woman, I was laughing probably the loudest. What did you make of it? Because I'm going to read comments, and let me tell you, our viewers are not having it, but chime in.
They're probably not going to have this either. I thought it was hilarious because people get offended by things like this, but then we ask our comedians and other people that entertain us to push that envelope. But if it goes too far and he says something or she says something that you don't agree with, I want you canceled because you just offended me. I thought it was hilarious. I think you have to do that like Al said in comedy. I thought a lot of the skits were really funny. There was a mafia one talking at the end where he was like a mob boss that got out 20 years later. Fantastic skit. It was really funny because socially things are very different, so they poke fun at that. But I thought he did a fantastic job. I love stuff like that. That stuff makes me laugh.
And Kate McKinnon, because I know that you love it when people break character.
Love it.
That's like Jeff's favorite thing. So let's take a look at that video of Kate McKinnon breaking character.
Blood pressure. Blood pressure.
Kate, are you okay?
I'm obviously not.
That was good. Okay, so let me read some of the comments. That was one of the lighter moments, but back to our viewers. We have, here's a tweet. Who told Bill Burr he, a straight white man, should try to tackle homophobia and racism in the worst way possible in his SNL monologue?
Sam, I don't know if this is important, but his wife is a woman of color. Not that it matters or anything like that, but he is a big advocate, so I just want to point that out.
Made it in about 1 minute into Bill Burr's SNL monologue before I had a chance to change the channel. And Bill Burr with the gay pride joke, not it. The crowd doesn't even know how they should laugh. All right, well, keep writing in DBL Nation. If you disagree with us, that's A-okay.
Not with me.
I was waiting for that, actually. Okay, so Meghan Markle is opening up about online bullying and how it impacted her mental health. So Meghan and Harry were guests on the Teenage Therapy podcast in honor of World Mental Health Day on Saturday. Meghan mentioned she was the most trolled person in 2019. Listen.
8 months of that, I wasn't even visible. I was on maternity leave or with a baby. But what was able to just be manufactured and churned out, it's almost unsurvivable. That's so big, you can't even think of what that feels like, because I don't care if you're 15 or you're 25, if people are saying things about you that aren't true, what that does to your mental and emotional health is so damaging.
I can't even imagine. I really can't. I try and always put myself in someone else's shoes. And I know if I get, it's one thing for somebody to have a negative comment about you and you're like, who cares? They don't know me. But if somebody misrepresents what you said or your character or just saying blatant falsehoods about you, that would eat me up inside. I think that would completely ruin me. What about you?
Yeah, this is something I really have gone down the rabbit hole and done a lot of research and listened to podcasts and, listen to philosophers and psychologists talk about this very point. So I side with Meghan Markle on this big time. Again, I don't have as many followers or anything like that, but the limited followers I have, I get in depression sometimes. This is something I take very serious, and I can't figure out why I get depressed, because I have a great life. I'm positive. I listen to positive affirmations because I need to. When I get on social media, it's a huge problem for me, and I'm a strong man. At least I think I am. But when it comes to that, it breaks me down. So I can imagine how everyone else feels in this world, I think it's a big thing, not just for me, because I could listen to some positive affirmations and get through it. But for my children, I don't want them growing up in this world that the way it is right now in social media. There's a documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. I urge everybody to check it out and know why you're looking at what you're looking at on social media, because you will be shocked that 70% of the things that you're looking at is an algorithm. It's not even you choosing to go down that path. And these are the creators of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. These are the creators saying this is an evil thing, right? It's going to ruin your mind. There's a great book out there called The Coddling of the American Mind, where it talks about the suicide rate in teens is way through the roof, but nobody's contributing that to social media, even though it's a direct factor. How our children are taught in universities, professors can't say what they want to say because of offending somebody, and they get canceled. So now your children is not even they're not even learning what they need to learn, and they're not even being challenged educationally because they can't. It's a huge problem. I don't mean to drone on about this, but I'm very I want to do a whole segment about this. I want to get people who know more than me about this subject on, because it is the future, and I think it's a huge problem.
I'm so happy you said that. And number one, I just want to highlight two things that you said that stuck out to me, and Al, then jump in. You mentioned you're really strong. You mentioned that you have it all, so you don't understand why you're depressed. I want everybody watching right now to understand what Jeff just said, because mental illness does not discriminate. You can be the strongest person in the world. You can be the richest person in the world. You can be the most famous person in the world. You can have it all, like Jeff Schroeder feels like he does, and he does. He's got the perfect family. He's got everything.
But I still get depressed.
But he still gets depressed. So do I. So do a number of our colleagues here, because it does not discriminate, and treatment works. I've been in the depths of despair. I'll chime in. I just want our viewers to know that if you're suffering, you're not alone, and you can text 741-741 and get some help. Al, you want to put a button on this?
I do. The only thing I'll push back with what Jeff said is he says it's the future. I would say it's the present and the future. Jeff, you know, we grew up in a time where we saw kids, and you too, Sam, you saw kids that for almost no reason in middle school, elementary school, in high school, 4 or 5 kids just decided we're just going to mess with this kid every single day. Every day that they're alive, we're going to mock them, we're going to make fun of them. Now, that extends past the schoolyard hours, and now it goes on into the evening and into the next day. And I can completely understand why, unfortunately, these kids take their lives, is because they've been reduced to nothing inside, and there is nothing left. We need to do something to curb this situation, or at least help kids understand that social media is not real life. It is a curated, no different than an art museum, curated situation for you to look at and then leave at some point. And I don't think these young people have a way to do that, because it's their whole life. I knew life before social media. They don't have the same opportunity.
Yeah, and there's a thing out there, if you watch The Social Dilemma, which Jeff mentioned, there's groups that used to work with really big companies in Silicon Valley, and now they're all about ethics and how social media should be ethical. And I hope one day soon that those ethics committees will reform social media with boundaries, because when you're staring at a phone that's trained and with algorithms to keep you locked on, that leads to some serious depression, because you have no connectivity anymore except for your phone. I fear for my kids. I fear for them.
Listen, they can't put the genie back in the bottle, is what they mentioned in there. But I think the people who write those negative comments and keep that kind of vitriol going, they're broken inside. They're the ones who need the most help, you know? And I think, you know, it's just a very toxic place, which is why I listen to a lot of positivity.
As you should, to counteract it, right? To balance it. And to your point, hurt people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, a woman finds an unexpected surrogate in her own mother. It is an incredible story of selflessness and love. You have to stick around for that. Plus, BET is amplifying Black voices in a new filmmaker series that puts women in the driver's seat. How it's making a difference next.
Social media by storm and showing kids how it's done. And 2 OG dance moms, Melissa Gassoni and Holly Frazier. What do they really think of Abby Lee Miller? That's tomorrow on DBL.
Welcome back to DBL. When it comes to telling stories, BET is doing something special. They're putting Black women in front and behind the camera. Earlier, Lindsay spoke with actor Mark McKinnon to tell us more about this special filmmaker series.
Hi, Mark. Welcome to DBL.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored.
So I have to start with Chadwick Boseman because you know the world is still mourning the loss of such an amazing actor. And you both went to Howard University's theater school. So I want to ask you, how has he impacted your career?
Wow. First, I have to say my heart and prayers go out to everyone who was close to Chad, his family, his friends, even the fans. We all were impacted greatly by his success, but also by his advice. You know, he was really good at just helping the actor really understand what you should really go for.
So Breast Cancer Awareness Month is just getting underway, and your upcoming limited series on BET Her, The Waiting Room, is about that a little bit.
The cancer has advanced to your brain.
I'm gonna be here.
Can you share your personal experience and how you relate to this message?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my grandmother, she had died from breast cancer, and so I dedicated my role to her as I prepared for it. BET Her did an amazing job of doing this initiative to talk about breast cancer and mental health issues and how it impacts women and the Black families.
Now, this series of short films was directed by Black women, which I love, and you got to work with Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph, who I had the opportunity of meeting earlier this year. What was that like?
Oh man, working with Cheryl was so much fun. But I love how much she affirmed you, how much she inspired you. One of the things that I loved about Cheryl was her famous words, "Thank you." Like, she always did that when you understood a point she was trying to make, or it was a take that she loved, you would hear her go, "Thank you," really big. So that's something that I always hear to this day. And she was really good at bringing this vision, this story to life, and to help us reconnect with why this story is important to us.
Now, you also play a cop in Blue Bloods, and so I want to know, with everything going on, how does it help you relate and understand police or the experience of policing in this country?
Well, it's so tough because, you know, you understand like why the police have to do what they do when it comes to protecting and serving our country, but also the daily decisions that they make. Every day is different. Every day is something that is new. You know, you can train all you want to, but when it comes down to the on-the-spot moment, these officers are in the moment. No, it doesn't mean you have permission to kill on the spot because you are afraid or you feel like you have a reason to kill. But I really think the officers, the ones who I was able to talk to as I prepared for the role, were really able to give me perspective. And I didn't agree with everything, but I at least understood why their mindset was the way it was when it came to on-the-spot decisions.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. The Waiting Room premieres on BET on October 17th. I can't wait to watch. We'll be right back.
We all know that movement is like medicine, but
Welcome back to DBL. For many, the road to motherhood is a heartbreaking one, which is why Brianna Lockwood was led to Surrogacy. But you won't believe who is carrying her baby. Earlier, I spoke with Brianna. Here is her remarkable story.
For the past 4 years, Brianna Lockwood has done everything she could to have a child of her own. After nearly 500 injections and 7 surgical procedures, she was only left with heartbreak. That's when Brianna's 51-year-old mom, Julie, offered to be her surrogate. Brianna agreed, but with extreme hesitation. It wasn't until Julie, who is a 2-time Boston Marathon runner, started to pass all the physical exams that Brianna's hope returned. That was in March, and today Julie is just weeks away from giving birth to her granddaughter.
Brianna and Julie, let me tell you, you are mother-daughter goals. Welcome to DBL. And as a fellow mom, I just want to say congratulations. First and foremost, you ladies are in the home stretch, but I know it's been a really long and heartbreaking journey at times. So Brianna, you have been incredibly open and honest about your struggles. Why was that important to you?
In the beginning, I used kind of my blog or my Instagram account to just kind of connect with other women going through similar situations. Going through fertility treatment can be really lonely and isolating, so it was a great way to connect with other people and learn off each other.
Good for you. Amen. We need more of you. Did either of you have any concerns at all about doing this, or did you just both know right away this is what we're going to do?
Yeah, I definitely had concerns in the beginning. It wasn't anything where like, oh yeah, let's do this. It was more of taking it day by day and just kind of going through a bunch of testing to make sure she was healthy enough and getting our doctor's approval and just kind of crossing our fingers at each step.
Big decision, it really is. And Julie, what does it mean to you to be able to do this for your daughter? I'm so inspired by you and in awe of you.
It means everything. I'm just happy that I can do it for her. She's always wanted to be a mom since she was little. Kids just gravitate to her. So I'm just like excited for her and her husband that they're going to be a family, and it's been a long road. I've kind of been through it with her. I'm just happy for them. I'm just grateful that this worked and they're going to be a family.
So Brianna, is there ever going to be a time where you want your daughter to share this story, or you share it with her? It is something very much to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I've already started kind of a scrapbook documenting everything we've kind of gone on through our pregnancy process and all the pictures and video that I have, so I can make her a little birth story video or in a scrapbook that she can have with her forever.
I was told by one of our producers, first of all, that's incredible and sweet, and I wish I had the scrapbooking bug in me, because I'm sure my daughter would want to benefit from some of her memories as well. But one of my producers told me that you had a very heartwarming story about your daughter going to school one day and sharing the story. Can you share that with us?
Yes, definitely. I always joke around, and when she has her first day of class, and you go around the room and you tell a fun fact about yourself, I'm just ready for her to just mic drop. That big fun fact.
Yeah. A fun fact and something that you just can't top. I wouldn't want to be the kid sitting next to your daughter / granddaughter, because you can't follow up with that. I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
So, and DBL Nation, you're going to want to follow these ladies' remarkable journey. So join their Instagram. Go to ivf.surrogacy.diary, and I'm just so proud to talk to the both of you.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Bye, guys. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration is brought to you.
Welcome back to DBL. A woman in Scotland is branding herself a real-life Eminem stan. So a stan, by the way, is a superfan coined by an Eminem song. So Nikki Patterson has 16 tattoos of Eminem's face on her body, including her fingers and 28 more that are Eminem-themed. She set the Guinness World Record for having the most tattoos of the same musician. That's, in my opinion, that's really obsessive behavior. Yeah.
Yes. Listen, I understand being a fan, but
no.
Does this take it to I wonder, like, clinically, does it take it to another level?
What do you think, Al?
You know, look, it's not for me, but it seems like a harmless passion, shall we say. It's harmless, Sam. It could be like somebody, she's not at his house.
Not yet.
If you met me, Al, and I had 18 tattoos of Hannibal Buress on me, you would call your buddy Hannibal and be like, yo, bro, I don't even want to say it, but it's
I left
obsessive.
this here for you, Sam.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say something. Bye, guys. Darn.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
LeBron and the Lakers win the championship, with the NBA winning the COVID battle inside the bubble. Now why the NFL season could be in jeopardy as players test positive and games get postponed. A speedboat circling out of control after the passengers fall overboard. Stay tuned to see what happens next. After years of fertility issues, a woman's 51-year-old mother decides to become her surrogate.
Going through fertility treatment can be really lonely and isolating.
And controversy at SNL. Was host Bill Burr funny, or did he go too far?
White women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, October 12th. I'm Sam here with Jeff. How you doing, buddy?
Feeling good on Monday.
Yes. You even had like a little wave to your voice. Like
yeah, you got to start off strong.
Okay, good. I need it. I need Jeff's energy. I'm a little wonky today, so I'm going to like purge your energy if that's okay, without draining you.
Take a little bit from me and a little bit from Al.
Okay, Al, how you doing, Al?
I'm feeling great, Sammy. How you doing on this beautiful Monday?
It is a beautiful Monday. I'm just
Look at that smile. How could you not be in a good mood when you see that smile?
I know, it's contagious. I feel better. I feel better. It's been a day. Let me just say that. Okay, exhale. Yes, that's what I tell myself when I'm having one of those days. Just exhale. All right.
You got this.
So we got to give a big DBL shout out, you guys, to the Lakers. Go LA. They beat the Miami Heat last night in Game 6 of the NBA Finals and are now champions for the 17th time. It also happens to be the 4th title win for LeBron James, who was named MVP. Here's what he had to say after the win.
We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization want their respect. Laker Nation want their respect. And I want my damn respect too.
Wow, of course the Lakers fans went nuts. Thousands gathered outside the Staples Center and at one point started chanting Kobe. Vanessa Bryant celebrated the win with a post on Instagram saying, "Wish Kobe and Gigi were here to see this." Now that the season is over, the NBA is also celebrating the success of the bubble. So that's the isolation zone that protected the players from COVID-19. So get this, you guys, there were 0 virus cases while inside that bubble. The NBA took other precautions throughout the season, like having fans attend virtually, as you can see. But the NFL, let's talk about that, okay? Because it still continues to have quite a few fans attending in person. And several players have tested positive, which has led to a lot of postponed games. So, gosh, there's so much to tackle here because, one, I know that Albert is a huge LeBron fan. I know because of Cleveland, but now he's on the Lakers. So, Al, I want to hear how you feel about the Lakers winning. Were you happy? Were you disappointed? And then also, do you think the NBA, how do you think they handled the coronavirus as opposed to the NFL?
First of all, Sam, you set me up. We're airing in my hometown of Cleveland right now. I am a Cavs fan and a Cavs fan only, but I am a LeBron fan, not only for what he did for the Cavs in 2016, bringing us the championship, but for what he does off the court. So that being said, I think that a lot of leagues, and Jeff, you can attest to this as well, can learn a lot from what the NBA did. You look at the disarray that college football is in this year. I believe the University of Utah at one point only had one team on their schedule because other teams had dropped out or decided not to play for the season. I know the coach for LSU, the LSU Tigers in Louisiana, said that he thought that most of his players at one point or another had COVID. So maybe other leagues need to look at this.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of what Al said, the NBA figured it out. They had some early on COVID tests, but then figured out had none. The NHL had a few in the beginning and then had 31,000 negative tests.
Wow.
So they figured it out. Why can't we figure it out? And I'm not going to go here on Monday, but I'm just saying maybe someone in a house that's white with the surrounding people maybe could figure out because they're in a semi-bubble. And on that note, you know, there's a lot of, if we're talking about super spreaders, there's a lot of people celebrating last night in LA.
I didn't like that.
I'm just going to put,
Thank you for saying that.
We don't have to go there. I'm just putting it out there.
I was upset by that because, listen, I'm also a Lakers fan. My husband's a diehard Lakers fan. Come on, people. Look at you guys without masks. Some of them are in masks, but I see a lot of people without masks. Shame on you. Shame on you. I want to leave with this fun note. So you guys all know the viral skateboarder, right? The ocean spray.
420 Mad Dog face, something like that.
Well, let's see what he did to honor the Lakers. And instead of ocean spray, are you ready? Yeah, buddy. Oh my gosh, he's drinking butter. Everybody thought that was champagne. You guys, that's Chardonnay. That's the brand I like.
Really?
That's a cold Chard. Him and I should be best friends. That's butter Chardonnay, Al. Him and I should definitely sit down and have a glass of cold Chard.
He's too famous now.
I think this guy is on to something. Sam, first of all, please stop saying shard. But, you know, I think this guy is on to something. Product placement, Jeff. We're now talking about Chardonnay. Now, what are they going to do for him next?
I don't know, but listen, all product placement aside, all that other stuff we're talking about, this dude just makes me happy.
I love him.
You know what?
I love him.
It's time to just smile once in a while, right?
Yep, he's the best. Enjoy that cold Chard, buddy. Okay, so if you've turned the TV on today or even went online, you've definitely seen the Senate is taking up the confirmation hearing of Judge Amy Coney Barrett's nomination to the Supreme Court. Now, it looks a little different than past hearings. You can see Judge Barrett is wearing a mask. Meantime, Senator Mike Lee, who, by the way, you guys, tested positive for coronavirus just 11 days ago. He's not wearing a mask. So many senators opted to attend the hearing remotely, including Kamala Harris. She gave her opening statements earlier. Let's take a look.
While tens of millions of Americans are struggling to pay their bills, the Senate should be prioritizing coronavirus relief, and providing financial support to those families. The House bill would help families and small businesses get through this crisis. But Senate Republicans have not lifted a finger for 150 days. Yet, this committee is determined to rush a Supreme Court confirmation hearing through in just 16 days.
Judge Jeff? Yeah, no.
I'll take
Nobody
it.
give him a
Meeting's
gavel.
adjourned. Everybody take the day off.
Oh, okay. Let's give him a gavel. Let's find one for him. What did you make of Kamala Harris's statement, and then also just everything that's going on right now? Like, what did you think about how seeing that Mike Lee not wearing a mask in comparison to even some of our LA natives also not wearing a mask?
Yes, and for the Kamala Harris thing, I got to look into it a little bit more. But the thing that jumped off for me, I don't know if anyone caught it, when she's like millions of Americans can't pay their bills. Right. And that's the truth. And we have to look at those numbers and really figure things out on both sides of the aisle. So I'll leave that where it is right now. As far as the masks thing, it goes back to my original point. The NBA figured it out. The NHL figured it out. Why can't our leaders on both sides of the aisle, I'm keeping this, I don't want to get too crazy on a Monday, figure this out? This mask thing that's become so politicized, and I have a freedom of speech.
No.
I don't get it,
right.
Sam. I don't get it.
We all want to get back to normal. We all want normalcy again. We got Halloween coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's all going to be shot. Hanukkah, shot. Because people have politicized the mask movement. When is everyone going to get on board?
Yes. Sam, I'm sorry to say it's not going to happen. There's never going to be this consensus, oh, we should have all been doing this. Until there's a law, people didn't wear seatbelts until there was a law. People smoked in bars. People smoked on airplanes until there was a law. Until there's a law, people are going to do as they choose. Unfortunately, we can lament about how it's a political issue. It is. The people that wear masks and the people that choose not to would see it as a loss if they wore a mask or didn't wear a mask, rather than helping everybody out. So it's a political issue now, and unfortunately, we're more wrapped up in this than the fact that, again, a lot of Americans aren't getting the financial support that they deserve from their government.
Yeah, hey, Congress, both sides of the aisle, get your act together. There are so many Americans, to your point, Jeff, millions of Americans that cannot pay their bills. I know you guys are all okay. You're being paid. You can put food on the table. Your families are fine. But all of your constituents that voted you in that office, they are struggling to survive. Shame on you. Shame on Congress. Before we go to break, we want you guys to check out this crazy video out of Florida. It shows a boat spinning out of control after the passengers somehow fell overboard during a photo shoot. They had to dive underwater several times to avoid getting hit. Eventually, the boat hit a dock and went airborne before hitting another dock, coming to a stop. No one was seriously hurt. Wow. Can you imagine that being you? You're in the water and I got to duck again or swim away from it. How scary.
I think we have once a week Florida videos going on. I think you need to get a passport to go into Florida. They need to secede from the union, and that's international waters. Florida's crazy.
Floridians are not happy with Jeff. They're writing in left and right, Al.
They're going to get on me, but they're letting all their football fans come back into the stadium. That's not craziness?
Al,
is that a little bit of craziness?
Is that fair to Floridians?
It is, unfortunately, Sam, it's bigger than Floridians. What we have here is another situation of what I call people dying for likes. People trying to take pictures. They fall off of cliffs. They fall off of boats. They fall into monuments and artwork because people are trying to get social media famous. So I think this is another case of that.
I know. Wow.
The Florida hate's going to start filing in.
Yes, it is.
I love Florida, but listen, it's crazy.
Don't backpedal now.
It's crazy.
Stop. Just because, stop.
All right, call me after you go to the Jaguars game. Have fun.
Okay. I like your little piece of hair that's floating down right now. It's very handsome.
I didn't even know.
Look to the right a little bit. You see that, everybody? No, to the other way, the other way. See the little piece floating down?
I can't see it.
Really cute.
Sandy.
Al, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, Bill Burr's SNL monologue is getting slammed on social media. Did his jokes go too far? Plus, it is Columbus Day in a majority of states, but several others have opted out instead to celebrate Indigenous people. Should the day be abolished completely? We're going to share your DBL take about that. We'll be right back.
See yourself.
Welcome back to DBL. Today is polarizing for many Americans because Columbus Day has been a national holiday for almost a century. But in recent years, there has been a call for the holiday to be abolished since Indigenous people were displaced and massacred. That's actually putting it lightly. So DBL Nation, with more states recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day, should Columbus Day be canceled as a federal holiday? So I'm going to read the comments, then I'm going to get Al and Jeff's take. Let's begin with you, Al. Here's the first comment. Cindy from Facebook says, I don't get why we have to replace one with the other. People celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Can people have the option of celebrating how they see fit? What would you say, Al?
Well, I think it's not about what you celebrate. It's do we take that take the day off and recognize it as a national holiday. And Sam, I think it's a bigger conversation we don't have time to get into during DBL Take. I think this needs to start in history class. We need to learn the actual history of this country, from the Salem witch trials to the First and Second World Wars to the Tulsa massacre. There's a lot of blood on this country's hands. It's unpleasant, but it doesn't mean that it deserves to be shoved to the side. We should learn where we came from and how we got here. We can celebrate the good things, analyze the bad things, and move forward.
All right, I agree. Well said, Al. You're on fire today. Okay, so Jeff, here's the next comment. Kyla from Facebook says, people are more woke now. If you're not for this change, I'm sorry to say, but you support racism. What would you say to that?
First of all, let me just tackle that comment. I hate the blanket statement of, if you don't agree with what I agree with, you're racist, transphobic, whatever it may be. I hate that blanket comment, by the way, okay? But thanks for writing in. Here's what I think about Columbus Day. You know, to Al's point, we need to tell the truth. I don't know why we didn't learn the truth about that in our grammar schools, grade schools, even high school, right? Columbus was looking for India. That's why they call Native Americans Indians, because he thought he was in India. So that's why they're called Indians. I didn't know that. I learned that later on in life. Listen, this guy has done a lot of bad. He did discover what we now know as America, although I think America Vespucci discovered that. I'm going too far down the rabbit hole right now. My point is, if you're going to take one holiday away from Italians, support it with another Italian.
Okay, Donna from Facebook says, get rid of Columbus Day and stop teaching, to your point, Jeff, fake history to our children. Columbus was a murderer. A whole race of people was also wiped out. Listen, yes, we need to reform our textbooks. I want my daughter Sophie to learn exactly what our history is, because if you can learn, the more you know, the more you grow. And I want her to understand how certain communities and how certain groups of marginalized individuals were treated, so she can have empathy. And so we can all hopefully collectively make it right, especially our youth, because our youth are the ones that are going to be creating policy in the future. So let's start by reforming all of those textbooks, and I 1,000% think that Indigenous people should have an Indigenous Day, considering everything that they have gone through historically. It's horrific.
How about my Italian point? We'll tackle it another day.
I'm on board.
Thanks,
Al.
Al.
Of course you are, Al. Jeez. You guys are always Team Jeff,
Hey,
Team
day
Al.
off.
No, you're not even on camera right now. What's happening?
There he is.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
You can hear my voice.
Wow. Okay. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We're here for you every day with facts and info about COVID-19. Earlier, Tori and I checked in with our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, about what's making headlines today.
We wanted you to weigh in on what's happening inside the NFL. Of the 32 teams in the NFL right now, 4 of them are dealing with positive coronavirus tests. And because of that, 9 more teams are having their seasons reshuffled. So, Doc, we first want to know, how did this happen? And what can we learn from how it was handled?
So Tori and Jeff, I think there's some very important lessons to take away from what happened, and in my opinion, some major missteps that happened by the NFL. So the first was the decision to not have a bubble like the NBA and the NHL did. This was an active decision, and unfortunately, because of this decision, whatever's happening in the community is going to happen on the team. So as the cases are going up in the community, you're inevitably going to see those outbreaks in the teams, and you can't really separate the two. The second misstep, in my opinion, and lesson to be learned, is an over-reliance on testing. So the Tennessee Titans, which have the most number of cases, their first positive test happened 2 Saturdays ago with their linebackers coach testing positive. Instead of shutting down the entire team and quarantining them for 14 days, which is what they should have done, they tested everybody else on the team. They tested negative, of course, because it takes a few days for that test to turn positive after exposure, and then decided to let them play. And then, of course, they're also doing things like not following the rules on the masks. They're letting fans into the stadiums, and they're only testing the staff twice a week, instead of testing them every day.
Wow. Interesting take.
The doc with the knowledge and talking football.
Yeah, the offensive linebacker coach comment. Huh?
You ruined it.
Yeah, you like that?
I was getting excited. It was totally ruined. Okay, back to normal. With 12 more weeks to go, what do you think will happen with the rest of the NFL season if infections, see what you did to me, Tori, continue to rise? Can football safely continue?
You know, I'm concerned about this. I really am, because if the decision was made not to create a bubble, then you have to be poised and ready to go the second that there's a single positive case and really shut down everything. And I think there's been a huge reluctance to do that. Just say, oh, the test is negative, so we can keep going. And I think this is going to bode not well for the season if we continue to do this. I also am very nervous about this concept of allowing the fans in like they're doing with the Miami Dolphins. So we have to see what happens, but I think we're not headed into a good place here.
Not good on the horizon from the doc. Well said. All right, there's another concept making headlines today.
Are you having the same conversation?
Yes,
as
you're on the phone. Thousands of volunteers have signed up for a campaign called One Day Sooner, where they're intentionally exposing themselves to the coronavirus. Explain this, Doc.
So this is very interesting. When you have a vaccine trial, some people get placebo or nothing at all, and some people get the active vaccine, and then you wait for Mother Nature to expose them to the virus naturally and see if there's a difference. This takes a long time. So this is a concept of a challenge trial where you intentionally expose them to the virus. And remember, some of the people being exposed to this virus got a placebo vaccine, so they're not really protected. And the ethical question here, you guys, is whether or not this is the right thing to do, because we don't have a treatment for coronavirus. But I have to say, the people that are signing up for this trial are very noble, but it does concern me because there's a financial incentive to sign up for this trial that we may be getting some of the more disadvantaged members of our society.
What do you learn in D.C.? 3 words, Jeffrey. Dr. Coley, follow the money.
And listen, the NFL as well.
And the NFL. Totally good point, actually. Very good point. Thank you so much, Doctor. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, of course. So we have Viviana saying the Lakers deserved that win. Kobe is smiling down from heaven. I love that. Many people have echoed that same sentiment. And Darlene says, I'm a big Lakers fan, but all those maskless celebrations were a little unsettling during the pandemic. I'd say a lot unsettling. I was really disappointed in my home city.
Listen, I'm just glad we're mentioning it. You know what I mean? A lot of people just breeze by it like it never happened.
Be better, people. Come on. Okay, so here's what's coming up on DBL. Meghan Markle says she was the most trolled person in the world last year. And did Bill Burr go too far on SNL? DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff with his little cute little piece of hair floating down today. It's still there.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I can't see. Is it gone?
My gosh.
What? I tried to get rid of it. I'm not trying to show. Who do you think I'm doing, a shampoo commercial over here?
I kind of felt it. Al joining us from home. Hey, Al.
Hey, shades of that limo driver, huh, Sam?
What?
I got it, Al. The video.
What? Oh, that I was giving shade?
No.
Okay, I'm tired, everybody. Enough. Okay, so let's get to the top of the trending stories. Al, comedian Bill Burr is being blasted for his opening monologue on SNL rather, where he talked about everything from the coronavirus to Gay Pride Month. Take a look.
The month of June is Gay Pride Month. That's a little long, don't you think? For a group of people that were never enslaved. Dude, black people were actually enslaved. They get February. They get 28 days of overcast weather. Sun goes down at 4 in the afternoon. Everybody's shivering. Nobody wants to go on the parade.
Bill also took a swipe at white women who he says single-handedly hijacked the woke movement. Take a listen.
Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
All right, Al, you are our comedian. Was this funny in your opinion, or did it cross the line?
I thought it was hilarious, and a comic's job is to find the line and cross it. It's amazing what we ask of our comedians. We want them to be social commentators. We want them to make light of tough, dark, sad, scary issues. And when they do, there's immediately 10,000 bloggers there to attack them. Sam, you are a comedy fan. You've been to hundreds of shows with your husband. You know that comedy is all about context. When you're in the room, it's all about context. There's a reason people are laughing. But the next day, if you take something out of context, which is what comedy needs to make sense, then it's always going to look bad. Comedians will always be fodder for blogs because they always will talk about the tough issues with buzzwords like woke and white women and the BLM movement and gay pride. All those things immediately, you're like, what? Somebody said something? It's like, listen to the context in which he said it.
Well said. As a white woman, I was laughing probably the loudest. What did you make of it? Because I'm going to read comments, and let me tell you, our viewers are not having it, but chime in.
They're probably not going to have this either. I thought it was hilarious because people get offended by things like this, but then we ask our comedians and other people that entertain us to push that envelope. But if it goes too far and he says something or she says something that you don't agree with, I want you canceled because you just offended me. I thought it was hilarious. I think you have to do that like Al said in comedy. I thought a lot of the skits were really funny. There was a mafia one talking at the end where he was like a mob boss that got out 20 years later. Fantastic skit. It was really funny because socially things are very different, so they poke fun at that. But I thought he did a fantastic job. I love stuff like that. That stuff makes me laugh.
And Kate McKinnon, because I know that you love it when people break character.
Love it.
That's like Jeff's favorite thing. So let's take a look at that video of Kate McKinnon breaking character.
Blood pressure up. Blood pressure.
Kate, are you okay?
I'm obviously not.
That was good. Okay, so let me read some of the comments. That was one of the lighter moments, but back to our viewers. We have, here's a tweet. Who told Bill Burr he, a straight white man, should try to tackle homophobia and racism in the worst way possible in his SNL monologue?
Sam, I don't know if this is important, but his wife is a woman of color. Not that it matters or anything like that, but he is a big advocate, so I just want to point that out.
Made it in about 1 minute into Bill Burr's SNL monologue before I had a chance to change the channel. And Bill Burr with the gay pride joke, not it. The crowd doesn't even know how they should laugh. All right, well, keep writing in DBL Nation. If you disagree with us, that's A-OK.
Not with me.
I was waiting for that, actually. Okay, so Meghan Markle is opening up about online bullying and how it impacted her mental health. So Meghan and Harry were guests on the Teenage Therapy podcast in honor of World Mental Health Day on Saturday. Meghan mentioned she was the most trolled person in 2019. Listen.
8 months of that, I wasn't even visible. I was on maternity leave or with a baby. But what was able to just be manufactured and churned out, it's almost unsurvivable. That's so big, you can't even think of what that feels like, because I don't care if you're 15 or you're 25, if people are saying things about you that aren't true, what that does to your mental and emotional health is so damaging.
I can't even imagine. I really can't. I try and always put myself in someone else's shoes. And I know if I get, it's one thing for somebody to have a negative comment about you and you're like, who cares? They don't know me. But if somebody misrepresents what you said or your character or just saying blatant falsehoods about you, that would eat me up inside. I think that would completely ruin me. What about you?
Yeah, this is something I really have gone down the rabbit hole and done a lot of research and listened to podcasts and, listen to philosophers and psychologists talk about this very point. So I side with Meghan Markle on this big time. Again, I don't have as many followers or anything like that, but the limited followers I have, I get in depression sometimes. This is something I take very serious, and I can't figure out why I get depressed because I have a great life. I'm positive. I listen to positive affirmations because I need to. When I get on social media, it's a huge problem for me, and I'm a strong man. At least I think I am. But when it comes to that, it breaks me down. So I can imagine how everyone else feels in this world, I think it's a big thing, not just for me, because I could listen to some positive affirmations and get through it. But for my children, I don't want them growing up in this world that the way it is right now in social media. There's a documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. I urge everybody to check it out and know why you're looking at what you're looking at on social media, because you will be shocked that 70% of the things that you're looking at is an algorithm. It's not even you choosing to go down that path. And these are the creators of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. These are the creators saying this is an evil thing, right? It's going to ruin your mind. There's a great book out there called The Coddling of the American Mind, where it talks about the suicide rate in teens is way through the roof, but nobody's contributing that to social media, even though it's a direct factor. How our children are taught in universities. Professors can't say what they want to say because of offending somebody, and they get canceled. So now your children is not even they're not even learning what they need to learn, and they're not even being challenged educationally because they can't. It's a huge problem. I don't mean to drone on about this, but I'm very. I want to do a whole segment about this. I want to get people who know more than me about this subject on, because it is the future, and I think it's a huge problem.
I'm so happy you said that. And number one, I just want to highlight two things that you said that stuck out to me, and Al, then jump in. You mentioned you're really strong. You mentioned that you have it all, so you don't understand why you're depressed. I want everybody watching right now to understand what Jeff just said, because mental illness does not discriminate. You can be the strongest person in the world. You can be the richest person in the world. You can be the most famous person in the world. You can have it all, like Jeff Schroeder feels like he does, and he does. He's got the perfect family. He's got everything.
But I still get depressed.
But he still gets depressed. So do I. So do a number of our colleagues here, because it does not discriminate, and treatment works. I've been in the depths of despair. I'll chime in. I just want our viewers to know that if you're suffering, you're not alone, and you can text 741-741 and get some help. Al, you want to put a button on this?
I do. The only thing I'll push back with what Jeff said is he says it's the future. I would say it's the present and the future. Jeff, you know, we grew up in a time where we saw kids, and you too, Sam, you saw kids that for almost no reason in middle school, elementary school, in high school, 4 or 5 kids just decided we're just going to mess with this kid every single day. Every day that they're alive, we're going to mock them. We're going to make fun of them. Now that extends past the schoolyard hours, and now it goes on into the evening and into the next day. And I can completely understand why, unfortunately, these kids take their lives. Is because they've been reduced to nothing inside, and there is nothing left. We need to do something to curb this situation, or at least help kids understand that social media is not real life. It is a curated, no different than an art museum, curated situation for you to look at and then leave at some point. And I don't think these young people have a way to do that, because it's their whole life. I knew life before social media. They don't have the same opportunity.
Yeah, and there's a thing out there, if you watch The Social Dilemma, which Jeff mentioned, there's groups that used to work with really big companies in Silicon Valley, and now they're all about ethics and how social media should be ethical. And I hope one day soon that those ethics committees will reform social media with boundaries, because when you're staring at a phone that's trained and with algorithms to keep you locked on, that leads to some serious depression, because you have no connectivity anymore except for your phone. I fear for my kids. I fear for them.
Listen, they can't put the genie back in the bottle, is what they mentioned in there. But I think the people who write those negative comments and keep that kind of vitriol going, they're broken inside. They're the ones who need the most help, you know? And I think, you know, it's just a very toxic place, which is why I listen to a lot of positivity.
As you should, to counteract it, right? To balance it. And to your point, hurt people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, a woman finds an unexpected surrogate in her own mother. It is an incredible story of selflessness and love. You have to stick around for that. Plus, BET is amplifying Black voices in a new filmmaker series that puts women in the driver's seat. How it's making a difference next.
Tomorrow, a TikTok granny who's taking social media by storm and showing kids how it's done. And 2 OG dance moms, Melissa Gassoni and Holly Frazier. What do they really think of Abby Lee Miller? That's tomorrow on DBL.
Closed captioning provided by
Welcome back to DBL. When it comes to telling stories, BET is doing something special. They're putting Black women in front and behind the camera. Earlier, Lindsay spoke with actor Mark McKinnon to tell us more about this special filmmaker series.
Hi, Mark. Welcome to DBL.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored.
So I have to start with Chadwick Boseman because you know the world is still mourning the loss of such an amazing actor. And you both went to Howard University's theater school. So I want to ask you, how has he impacted your career?
Wow. First, I have to say my heart and prayers go out to everyone who was close to Chad, his family, his friends, even the fans. We all were impacted greatly by his success, but also by his advice. You know, he was really good at just helping the actor really understand what you should really go for.
So Breast Cancer Awareness Month is just getting underway, and your upcoming limited series on BET Her, The Waiting Room, is about that a little bit.
The cancer has advanced to your brain.
I'm gonna be here.
Can you share your personal experience and how you relate to this message?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my grandmother, she had died from breast cancer, and so I dedicated my role to her as I prepared for it. BET Her did an amazing job of doing this initiative to talk about breast cancer and mental health issues and how it impacts women and the Black families.
Now, this series of short films was directed by Black women, which I love, and you got to work with Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph, who I had the opportunity of meeting earlier this year. What was that like?
Oh man, working with Cheryl was so much fun. But I love how much she affirmed you, how much she inspired you. One of the things that I loved about Cheryl was her famous words, "Thank you." Like, she always did that when you understood a point she was trying to make, or it was a take that she loved, you would hear her go, "Thank you," really big. So that's something that I always hear to this day. And she was really good at bringing this vision, this story to life, and to help us reconnect with why this story is important to us.
Now, you also play a cop in Blue Bloods, and so I want to know, with everything going on, how does it help you relate and understand police or the experience of policing in this country?
Well, it's so tough because, you know, you understand like why the police have to do what they do when it comes to protecting and serving our country, but also the daily decisions that they make. Every day is different. Every day is something that is new. You know, you can train all you want to, but when it comes down to the on-the-spot moment, these officers are in the moment. No, it doesn't mean you have permission to kill on the spot because you are afraid or you feel like you have a reason to kill. But I really think the officers, the ones who I was able to talk to as I prepared for the role, were really able to give me perspective. I didn't agree with everything, but I at least understood why their mindset was the way it was when it came to on-the-spot decisions.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. The Waiting Room premieres on BET on October 17th. I can't wait to watch. We'll be right back.
We all know that movement is like medicine.
Welcome back to DBL. For many, the road to motherhood is a heartbreaking one, which is why Brianna Lockwood was led to Surrogacy. But you won't believe who is carrying her baby. Earlier, I spoke with Brianna. Here is her remarkable story.
For the past 4 years, Brianna Lockwood has done everything she could to have a child of her own. After nearly 500 injections and 7 surgical procedures, she was only left with heartbreak. That's when Brianna's 51-year-old mom, Julie, offered to be her surrogate. Brianna agreed, but with extreme hesitation. It wasn't until Julie, who is a 2-time Boston Marathon runner, started to pass all the physical exams that Brianna's hope returned. That was in March, and today Julie is just weeks away from giving birth to her granddaughter.
Brianna and Julie, let me tell you, you are mother-daughter goals. Welcome to DBL. And as a fellow mom, I just want to say congratulations, first and foremost. You ladies are in the home stretch, but I know it's been a really long and heartbreaking journey at times. So Brianna, you have been incredibly open and honest about your struggles. Why was that important to you?
In the beginning, I used kind of my blog or my Instagram account to just kind of connect with other women going through similar situations. Going through fertility treatment can be really lonely and isolating, so it was a great way to connect with other people and learn off each other.
Good for you. Amen. We need more of you. Did either of you have any concerns at all about doing this, or did you just both know right away this is what we're going to do?
Yeah, I definitely had concerns in the beginning. It wasn't anything where like, oh yeah, let's do this. It was more of taking it day by day and just kind of going through a bunch of testing to make sure she was healthy enough and getting our doctor's approval and just kind of crossing our fingers at each step.
Big decision, it really is. And Julie, what does it mean to you to be able to do this for your daughter? I'm so inspired by you and in awe of you.
It means everything. I'm just happy that I can do it for her. She's always wanted to be a mom since she was little. Kids just gravitate to her. So I'm just like excited for her and her husband that they're going to be a family, and it's been a long road. I've kind of been through it with her. I'm just happy for them. I'm just grateful that this worked and they're going to be a family.
So Brianna, is there ever going to be a time where you want your daughter to share this story, or you share it with her? It is something very much to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I've already started kind of a scrapbook documenting everything we've kind of gone on through our pregnancy process and all the pictures and video that I have, so I can make her a little birth story video or in a scrapbook that she can have with her forever.
I was told by one of our producers, first of all, that's incredible and sweet, and I wish I had the scrapbooking bug in me, because I'm sure my daughter would want to benefit from some of her memories as well. But one of my producers told me that you had a very heartwarming story about your daughter going to school one day and sharing the story. Can you share that with us?
Yes, definitely. I always joke around, and when she has her first day of class and you go around the room and you tell a fun fact about yourself, I'm just ready for her to just mic drop. That big fun fact.
Yeah. A fun fact and something that you just can't top. I wouldn't want to be the kid sitting next to your daughter / granddaughter, because you can't follow up with that. I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
So, and DBL Nation, you're going to want to follow these ladies' remarkable journey. So join their Instagram. Go to ivf.surrogacy.diary, and I'm just so proud to talk to the both of you.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Bye, guys. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Promotional consider.
Welcome back to DBL. A woman in Scotland is branding herself a real-life Eminem stan. So a stan, by the way, is a superfan coined by an Eminem song. So Nikki Patterson has 16 tattoos of Eminem's face on her body, including her fingers and 28 more that are Eminem-themed. She set the Guinness World Record for having the most tattoos of the same musician. That's, in my opinion, that's really obsessive behavior. Yeah.
Yes. Listen, I understand being a fan, but
no.
Does this take it to I wonder, like, clinically, does it take it to another level?
What do you think, Al?
You know, look, it's not for me, but it seems like a harmless passion, shall we say. It's harmless, Sam. It could be like somebody, she's not at his house.
Not yet.
If you met me, Al, and I had 18 tattoos of Hannibal Buress on me, you would call your buddy Hannibal and be like, yo, bro, I don't even want to say it, but it's
I left
obsessive.
this here for you, Sam.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say something. Bye, guys. Darn.
Talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
LeBron and the Lakers win the championship, with the NBA winning the COVID battle inside the bubble. Now why the NFL season could be in jeopardy as players test positive and games get postponed. A speedboat circling out of control after the passengers fall overboard. Stay tuned to see what happens next. After years of fertility issues, a woman's 51-year-old mother decides to become her surrogate.
Going through fertility treatment can be really lonely and isolating.
And controversy at SNL. Was host Bill Burr funny, or did he go too far?
White women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Monday, October 12th. I'm Sam here with Jeff. How you doing, buddy?
Feeling good on Monday.
Yes. You even had like a little wave to your voice. Like
yeah, you got to start off strong.
Okay, good. I need it. I need Jeff's energy. I'm a little wonky today, so I'm going to like purge your energy if that's okay, without draining you.
Take a little bit from me and a little bit from Al.
Okay, Al, how you doing, Al?
I'm feeling great, Sammy. How you doing on this beautiful Monday?
It is a beautiful Monday. I'm just
Look at that smile. How could you not be in a good mood when you see that smile?
I know, it's contagious. I feel better. I feel better. It's been a day. Let me just say that. Okay, exhale. Yes, that's what I tell myself when I'm having one of those days. Just exhale. All right.
You got this.
So we got to give a big DBL shout out, you guys, to the Lakers. Lakers, go LA. They beat the Miami Heat last night in Game 6 of the NBA Finals and are now champions for the 17th time. It also happens to be the 4th title win for LeBron James, who was named MVP. Here's what he had to say after the win.
We just want our respect. Rob wants his respect. Coach Vogel wants his respect. Our organization wants their respect. Laker Nation wants their respect. And I want my damn respect, too.
Wow, of course, the Lakers fans went nuts. Thousands gathered outside the Staples Center and at one point started chanting Kobe. Vanessa Bryant celebrated the win with a post on Instagram saying, "Wish Kobe and Gigi were here to see this." Now that the season is over, the NBA is also celebrating the success of the bubble. So that's the isolation zone that protected the players from COVID-19. So get this, you guys, there were 0 virus cases while inside that bubble. The NBA took other precautions throughout the season, like having fans attend virtually, as you can see. But the NFL, let's talk about that, okay? Because it still continues to have quite a few fans attending in person. And several players have tested positive, which has led to a lot of postponed games. So, gosh, there's so much to tackle here because, one, I know that Albert is a huge LeBron fan. I know because of Cleveland, but now he's on the Lakers. So, Al, I want to hear how you feel about the Lakers winning. Were you happy? Were you disappointed? And then also, do you think the NBA, how do you think they handled the coronavirus as opposed to the NFL?
First of all, Sam, you set me up. We're airing in my hometown of Cleveland right now. I am a Cavs fan and a Cavs fan only, but I am a LeBron fan not only for what he did for the Cavs in 2016, bringing us the championship, but for what he does off the court. So that being said, I think that a lot of leagues, and Jeff, you can attest to this as well, can learn a lot from what the NBA did. You look at the disarray that college football is in this year. I believe the University of Utah at one point only had 1 team on their schedule because other teams had dropped out or decided not to play for the season. I know the coach for LSU, the LSU Tigers in Louisiana, said that he thought that most of his players at one point or another had COVID. So maybe other leagues need to look at this.
Yeah, and just to piggyback off of what Al said, the NBA figured it out. They had some early on COVID tests, but then figured out had none. The NHL had a few in the beginning and then had 31,000 negative tests.
Wow.
So they figured it out. Why can't we figure it out? And I'm not going to go here on Monday, but I'm just saying maybe someone in a house that's white with the surrounding people maybe could figure out because they're in a semi-bubble. And
right.
On that note, you know, there's a lot of, if we're talking about super spreaders, there's a lot of people celebrating last night in L.A.
I didn't like that.
I'm just going to put,
Thank you for saying that.
We don't have to go there. I'm just putting it out there.
I was upset by that because, listen, I'm also a Lakers fan. My husband's a diehard Lakers fan. Come on, people. Look at you guys without masks. Some of them are in masks, but I see a lot of people without masks. Shame on you. Shame on you. I want to leave with this fun note. So you guys all know the viral skateboarder, right? The ocean spray.
420 Mad Dog face, something like that?
Well, let's see what he did to honor the Lakers. And instead of ocean spray, are you ready? Yeah, buddy. Oh my gosh, he's drinking butter. Everybody thought that was champagne. You guys, that's Chardonnay. That's the brand I like.
Really?
That's a cold Chard. Him and I should be best friends. That's butter Chardonnay, Al. Him and I should definitely sit down and have a glass of cold Chard.
He's too famous now.
I think this guy is on to something. Sam, first of all, please stop saying shard. But, you know, I think this guy is on to something. Product placement, Jeff. We're now talking about Chardonnay. What are they going to do for him next?
I don't know, but listen, all product placement aside, all that other stuff we're talking about, this dude just makes me happy.
I love him.
You know what?
I love him.
It's time to just smile once in a while, right?
Yep, he's the best. Enjoy that cold Chard, buddy. Okay, so if you've turned the TV on today or even went online, you've definitely seen the Senate is taking up the confirmation hearing of Judge Amy Coney Barrett's nomination to the Supreme Court. Now, it looks a little different than past hearings. You can see Judge Barrett is wearing a mask. Meantime, Senator Mike Lee, who, by the way, you guys, tested positive for coronavirus just 11 days ago. He's not wearing a mask. So many senators opted to attend the hearing remotely, including Kamala Harris. She gave her opening statements earlier. Let's take a look.
While tens of millions of Americans are struggling to pay their bills, the Senate should be prioritizing coronavirus relief and providing financial support to those families. The House bill would help help families and small businesses get through this crisis. But Senate Republicans have not lifted a finger for 150 days. Yet, this committee is determined to rush a Supreme Court confirmation hearing through in just 16 days.
Judge Jeff? Yeah, no.
I'll take
Nobody
it.
give him a
Meeting's
gavel.
adjourned. Everybody take the day off.
Oh, okay. Let's give him a gavel. Let's find one for him. What did you make of Kamala Harris's statement, and then also just everything that's going on right now? Like, what did you think about how seeing that Mike Lee not wearing a mask in comparison to even some of our LA natives also not wearing a mask?
Yes, and for the Kamala Harris thing, I got to look into it a little bit more. But the thing that jumped off for me, I don't know if anyone caught it, when she's like millions of Americans can't pay their bills. Right. And that's the truth. And we have to look at those numbers and really figure things out on both sides of the aisle. So I'll leave that where it is right now. As far as the masks thing, it goes back to my original point. The NBA figured it out. The NHL figured it out. Why can't our leaders on both sides of the aisle, I'm keeping this, I don't want to get too crazy on a Monday, figure this out? This mask thing that's become so politicized, and I have a freedom of speech.
No.
I don't get it,
right.
Sam. I don't get it.
We all want to get back to normal. We all want normalcy again. We got Halloween coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's all going to be shot. Hanukkah, shot. Because people have politicized the mask movement. When is everyone going to get on board?
Yes. Sam, I'm sorry to say it's not going to happen. There's never going to be this consensus, oh, we should have all been doing this. Until there's a law, people didn't wear seatbelts until there was a law. People smoked in bars. People smoked on airplanes until there was a law. Until there's a law, people are going to do as they choose. Unfortunately, we can lament about how it's a political issue. It is. The people that wear masks and the people that choose not to would see it as a loss if they wore a mask or didn't wear a mask, rather than helping everybody out. So it's a political issue now, and unfortunately, we're more wrapped up in this than the fact that, again, a lot of Americans aren't getting the financial support that they deserve from their government.
Yeah, hey, Congress, both sides of the aisle, get your act together. There are so many Americans, to your point, Jeff, millions of Americans that cannot pay their bills. I know you guys are all okay. You're being paid. You can put food on the table. Your families are fine. But all of your constituents that voted you in that office, they are struggling to survive. Shame on you. Shame on Congress. Before we go to break, we want you guys to check out this crazy video out of Florida. It shows a boat spinning out of control after the passengers somehow fell overboard during a photo shoot. They had to dive underwater several times to avoid getting hit. Eventually, the boat hit a dock and went airborne before hitting another dock, coming to a stop. No one was seriously hurt. Wow. Can you imagine that being you? You're in the water and I got to duck again or swim away from it. How scary.
I think we have once a week Florida videos going on. I think you need to get a passport to go into Florida. They need to secede from the union, and that's international waters. Florida's crazy.
Floridians are not happy with Jeff. They are writing in left and right, Al.
They're going to get on me, but they're letting all their football fans come back into the stadium. That's not craziness?
Al,
is that a little bit of craziness?
Is that fair to Floridians?
It is, unfortunately, Sam, it's bigger than Floridians. What we have here is another situation of what I call people dying for likes. People trying to take pictures, they fall off of cliffs, they fall off of boats, they fall into monuments and artwork because people are trying to get social media famous. So I think this is another case of that.
I know, wow.
The Florida hate's going to start filing in.
Yes, it is.
I love Florida, but listen, it's crazy.
Don't backpedal now.
It's crazy.
Stop. Just because, stop.
All right, call me after you go to the Jaguars game. Have fun.
Okay. I like your little piece of hair that's floating down right now. It's very handsome.
I didn't even know.
Look to the right a little bit. You see that, everybody? No, to the other way, the other way. See the little piece floating down?
I can't see it.
Really cute.
Sandy!
Al, don't go away. Coming up on DBL, Bill Burr's SNL monologue is getting slammed on social media. Did his jokes go too far? Plus, it is Columbus Day in a majority of states, but several others have opted out instead to celebrate Indigenous people. Should the day be abolished completely? We're going to share your DBL take about that. We'll be right back.
See yourself.
Well, Welcome back to DBL. Today is polarizing for many Americans because Columbus Day has been a national holiday for almost a century. But in recent years, there has been a call for the holiday to be abolished since Indigenous people were displaced and massacred. That's actually putting it lightly. So DBL Nation, with more states recognizing Indigenous Peoples Day, should Columbus Day be canceled as a federal holiday? So I'm going to read the comments, then I'm going to get Al and Jeff's take. Let's begin with you, Al. Here's the first comment. Cindy from Facebook says, I don't get why we have to replace one with the other. People celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Can people have the option of celebrating how they see fit? What would you say, Al?
Well, I think it's not about what you celebrate. It's do we take that take the day off and recognize it as a national holiday. And Sam, I think it's a bigger conversation we don't have time to get into during DBL Take. I think this needs to start in history class when you learn the actual history of this country, from the Salem witch trials to the First and Second World Wars to the Tulsa massacre. There's a lot of blood on this country's hands. It's unpleasant, but it doesn't mean that it deserves to be shoved to the side. We should learn where we came from and how we got here. We can celebrate the good things, analyze the bad things, and move forward.
All right, I agree. Well said, Al. You're on fire today. Okay, so Jeff, here's the next comment. Kyla from Facebook says, people are more woke now. If you're not for this change, I'm sorry to say, but you support racism. What would you say to that?
First of all, let me just tackle that comment. I hate the blanket statement of, if you don't agree with what I agree with, you're racist, transphobic, whatever it may be. I hate that blanket comment, by the way, okay? But thanks for writing in. Here's what I think about Columbus Day. You know, to Al's point, we need to tell the truth. I don't know why we didn't learn the truth about that in our grammar schools, grade schools, even high school, right? Columbus was looking for India. That's why they call Native Americans Indians, because he thought he was in India. So that's why they're called Indians. I didn't know that. I learned that later on in life. Listen, this guy has done a lot of bad. He did discover what we now know as America, although I think America Vespucci discovered that. I'm going too far down the rabbit hole right now. My point is, if you're going to take one holiday away from Italians, support it with another Italian.
Okay, Donna from Facebook says, get rid of Columbus Day and stop teaching, to your point, Jeff, fake history to our children. Columbus was a murderer. A whole race of people was also wiped out. Listen, yes, we need to reform our textbooks. I want my daughter Sophie to learn exactly what our history is, because if you can learn, the more you know, the more you grow. And I want her to understand how certain communities and how certain groups of marginalized individuals were treated, so she can have empathy. And so we can all hopefully collectively make it right, especially our youth, because our youth are the ones that are going to be creating policy in the future. So let's start by reforming all of those textbooks, and I 1000% think that Indigenous people should have an Indigenous Day, considering everything that they have gone through historically. It's horrific.
How about my Italian point? We'll tackle it another day.
I'm on board.
Thanks, Al.
Of course you are, Al. Jeez. You guys are always Team Jeff,
Hey,
Team
day
Al.
off.
No, you're not even on camera right now. What's happening?
There he is.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
You can hear my voice.
Wow. Okay. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We're here for you every day with facts and info about COVID-19. Earlier, Tori and I checked in with our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, about what's making headlines today.
We wanted you to weigh in on what's happening inside the NFL. Of the 32 teams in the NFL right now, 4 of them are dealing with positive coronavirus tests. And because of that, 9 more teams are having their seasons reshuffled. So, Doc, we first want to know, how did this happen? And what can we learn from how it was handled?
So Tori and Jeff, I think there's some very important lessons to take away from what happened, and in my opinion, some major missteps that happened by the NFL. So the first was the decision to not have a bubble like the NBA and the NHL did. This was an active decision, and unfortunately, because of this decision, whatever's happening in the community is going to happen on the team. So as the cases are going up in the community, you're inevitably going to see those outbreaks in the teams, and you can't really separate the two. The second misstep, in my opinion, and lesson to be learned, is an over-reliance on testing. So the Tennessee Titans, which have the most number of cases, their first positive test happened 2 Saturdays ago with their linebackers coach testing positive. Instead of shutting down the entire team and quarantining them for 14 days, which is what they should have done, they tested everybody else on the team. They tested negative, of course, because it takes a few days for that test to turn positive after exposure, and then decided to let them play. And then, of course, they're also doing things like not following the rules on the masks. They're letting fans into the stadiums, and they're only testing the staff twice a week, instead of testing them every day.
Wow. Interesting take.
The doc with the knowledge and talking football.
Yeah, the offensive linebacker coach comment. Huh?
You ruined it.
Yeah, you like that?
I was getting excited. It was totally ruined. Okay, back to normal. With 12 more weeks to go, what do you think will happen with the rest of the NFL season if infections, see what you did to me, Tori, continue to rise? Can football safely continue?
You know, I'm concerned about this. I really am, because if the decision was made not to create a bubble, then you have to be poised and ready to go the second that there's a single positive case and really shut down everything. And I think there's been a huge reluctance to do that. Just say, oh, the test is negative, so we can keep going. And I think this is going to bode not well for the season if we continue to do this. I also am very nervous about this concept of allowing the fans in like they're doing with the Miami Dolphins. So we have to see what happens, but I think we're not headed into a good place here.
Not good on the horizon from the doc. Well said. All right, there's another concept making headlines today.
Are you having the same conversation?
Yes, you're on the phone. Thousands of volunteers have signed up for a campaign called One Day Sooner, where they're intentionally exposing themselves to the coronavirus. Explain this, Doc.
So this is very interesting. When you have a vaccine trial, some people get placebo or nothing at all, and some people get the active vaccine, and then you wait for Mother Nature to expose them to the virus naturally and see if there's a difference. This takes a long time. So this is a concept of a challenge trial where you intentionally expose them to the virus. And remember, some of the people being exposed to this virus got a placebo vaccine, so they're not really protected. And the ethical question here, you guys, is whether or not this is the right thing to do, because we don't have a treatment for coronavirus. But I have to say, the people that are signing up for this trial are very noble, but it does concern me because there's a financial incentive to sign up for this trial that we may be getting some of the more disadvantaged members of our society.
What do you learn in D.C.? 3 words, Jeffrey. Dr. Coley, follow the money.
And listen, the NFL as well.
And the NFL. Totally good point, actually. Very good point. Thank you so much, Doctor. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments, of course. So we have Viviana saying, the Lakers deserved that win. Kobe is smiling down from heaven. I love that. Many people have echoed that same sentiment. And Darlene says, I'm a big Lakers fan, but all those maskless celebrations were a little unsettling during the pandemic. I'd say a lot unsettling. I was really disappointed in my home city.
Listen, I'm just glad we're mentioning it. You know what I mean? A lot of people just breeze by it like it never happened.
Be better, people. Come on. Okay, so here's what's coming up on DBL. Meghan Markle says she was the most trolled person in the world last year. And did Bill Burr go too far on SNL? DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Thank you, Chris. Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff with his little cute little piece of hair floating down today. It's still there.
Oh, I didn't mean to. I can't see. Is it gone?
My gosh.
What? I tried to get rid of it. I'm not trying to show. Who do you think I'm doing, a shampoo commercial over here?
I kind of felt it. Al joining us from home. Hey, Al.
Hey, shades of that limo driver, huh, Sam?
What?
I got it, Al. The video.
What? That I was giving shade?
No.
Okay, I'm tired, everybody. Enough. Okay, so let's get to the top of the trending stories. Al. Comedian Bill Burr is being blasted for his opening monologue on SNL rather, where he talked about everything from the coronavirus to Gay Pride Month. Take a look.
The month of June is Gay Pride Month. That's a little long, don't you think? For a group of people that were never enslaved. Dude, black people were actually enslaved. They get February. They get 28 days of overcast weather. Sun goes down at 4 in the afternoon. Everybody's shivering. Nobody wants to go on the parade.
Bill also took a swipe at white women who he says single-handedly hijacked the woke movement. Take a listen.
Just to refresh your memory, the woke movement was supposed to be about people of color not getting opportunities, the at-bats that they deserved, finally making that happen. And it was about that for about 8 seconds. And then somehow, white women swung their Gucci-booted feet over the fence of oppression and stuck themselves at the front of the line.
All right, Al, you are our comedian. Was this funny in your opinion, or did it cross the line?
I thought it was hilarious, and a comic's job is to find the line and cross it. It's amazing what we ask of our comedians. We want them to be social commentators. We want them to make light of tough, dark, sad, scary issues. And when they do, there's immediately 10,000 bloggers there to attack them. Sam, you are a comedy fan. You've been to hundreds of shows with your husband. You know that comedy is all about context. When you're in the room, it's all about context. There's a reason people are laughing. But the next day, if you take something out of context, which is what comedy needs to make sense, then it's always going to look bad. Comedians will always be fodder for blogs because they always will talk about the tough issues with buzzwords like woke and white women and the BLM movement and gay pride. All those things immediately, you're like, what? Somebody said something? It's like, listen to the context in which he said it.
Well said. As a white woman, I was laughing probably the loudest. What did you make of it? Because I'm going to read comments, and let me tell you, our viewers are not having it, but chime in.
They're probably not going to have this either. I thought it was hilarious because people get offended by things like this, but then we ask our comedians and other people that entertain us to push that envelope. But if it goes too far and he says something or she says something that you don't agree with, I want you canceled because you just offended me. I thought it was hilarious. I think you have to do that like Al said in comedy. I thought a lot of the skits were really funny. There was a mafia one talking at the end where he was like a mob boss that got out 20 years later. Fantastic skit. It was really funny because socially things are very different, so they poke fun at that. But I thought he did a fantastic job. I love stuff like that. That stuff makes me laugh.
And Kate McKinnon, because I know that you love it when people break character.
Love it.
That's like Jeff's favorite thing. So let's take a look at that video of Kate McKinnon breaking character.
Blood pressure up. Blood pressure.
Kate, are you okay?
I'm obviously not.
That was good. Okay, so let me read some of the comments. That was one of the lighter moments, but back to our viewers. We have, here's a tweet. Who told Bill Burr he, a straight white man, should try to tackle homophobia and racism in the worst way possible in his SNL monologue?
Sam, I don't know if this is important, but his wife is a woman of color. Not that it matters or anything like that, but he is a big advocate, so I just want to point that out.
Made it in about 1 minute into Bill Burr's SNL monologue before I had a chance to change the channel. And Bill Burr with the gay pride joke, not it. The crowd doesn't even know how they should laugh. All right, well, keep writing in DBL Nation. If you disagree with us, that's A-okay.
Not with me.
I was waiting for that, actually. Okay, so Meghan Markle is opening up about online bullying and how it impacted her mental health. So Meghan and Harry were guests on the Teenage Therapy podcast in honor of World Mental Health Day on Saturday. Meghan mentioned she was the most trolled person in 2019. Listen.
8 months of that, I wasn't even visible. I was on maternity leave or with a baby. But what was able to just be manufactured and churned out, it's almost unsurvivable. That's so big, you can't even think of what that feels like, because I don't care if you're 15 or you're 25, if people are saying things about you that aren't true, what that does to your mental and emotional health is so damaging.
I can't even imagine. I really can't. I try and always put myself in someone else's shoes. And I know if I get, it's one thing for somebody to have a negative comment about you and you're like, who cares? They don't know me. But if somebody misrepresents what you said or your character or are just saying blatant falsehoods about you, that would eat me up inside. I think that would completely ruin me. What about you?
Yeah, this is something I really have gone down the rabbit hole and done a lot of research and listened to podcasts and, listen to philosophers and psychologists talk about this very point. So I side with Meghan Markle on this big time. Again, I don't have as many followers or anything like that, but the limited followers I have, I get in depression sometimes. This is something I take very serious, and I can't figure out why I get depressed, because I have a great life. I'm positive. I listen to positive affirmations because I need to. When I get on social media, it's a huge problem for me, and I'm a strong man. At least I think I am. But when it comes to that, it breaks me down. So I can imagine how everyone else feels in this world, I think it's a big thing, not just for me, because I could listen to some positive affirmations and get through it. But for my children, I don't want them growing up in this world the way it is right now on social media. There's a documentary on Netflix called The Social Dilemma. I urge everybody to check it out and know why you're looking at what you're looking at on social media, because you will be shocked that 70% of the things that you're looking at is an algorithm. It's not even you choosing to go down that path. And these are the creators of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. These are the creators saying this is an evil thing, right? It's going to ruin your mind. There's a great book out there called The Coddling of the American Mind, where it talks about the suicide rate in teens is way through the roof, but nobody's contributing that to social media, even though it's a direct factor. How our children are taught in universities. Professors can't say what they want to say because of offending somebody, and they get canceled. So now your children is not even they're not even learning what they need to learn, and they're not even being challenged educationally because they can't. It's a huge problem. I don't mean to drone on about this, but I'm very. I want to do a whole segment about this. I want to get people who know more than me about this subject on, because it is the future, and I think it's a huge problem.
I'm so happy you said that. And number one, I just want to highlight two things that you said that stuck out to me, and Al, then jump in. You mentioned you're really strong. You mentioned that you have it all, so you don't understand why you're depressed. I want everybody watching right now to understand what Jeff just said, because mental illness does not discriminate. You can be the strongest person in the world. You can be the richest person in the world. You can be the most famous person in the world. You can have it all, like Jeff Schroeder feels like he does, and he does. He's got the perfect family. He's got everything.
But I still get depressed.
But he still gets depressed. So do I. So do a number of our colleagues here, because it does not discriminate, and treatment works. I've been in the depths of despair. I'll chime in. I just want our viewers to know that if you're suffering, you're not alone, and you can text 741-741 and get some help. Al, you want to put a button on this?
I do. The only thing I'll push back with what Jeff said is he says it's the future. I would say it's the present and the future. Jeff, you know, we grew up in a time where we saw kids, and you too, Sam, you saw kids that for almost no reason in middle school, elementary school, in high school, 4 or 5 kids just decided we're just going to mess with this kid every single day. Every day that they're alive, we're going to mock them. We're going to make fun of them. Now that extends past the schoolyard hours, and now it goes on into the evening and into the next day. And I can completely understand why, unfortunately, these kids take their lives. Is because they've been reduced to nothing inside, and there is nothing left. We need to do something to curb this situation, or at least help kids understand that social media is not real life. It is a curated, no different than an art museum, curated situation for you to look at and then leave at some point. And I don't think these young people have a way to do that, because it's their whole life. I knew life before social media. They don't have the same opportunity.
Yeah, and there's a thing out there, if you watch The Social Dilemma, which Jeff mentioned, there's groups that used to work with really big companies in Silicon Valley, and now they're all about ethics and how social media should be ethical. And I hope one day soon that those ethics committees will reform social media with boundaries, because when you're staring at a phone that's trained and with algorithms to keep you locked on, that leads to some serious depression, because you have no connectivity anymore except for your phone. I fear for my kids. I fear for them.
Listen, they can't put the genie back in the bottle, is what they mentioned in there. But I think the people who write those negative comments and keep that kind of vitriol going, they're broken inside. They're the ones who need the most help, you know? And I think it's just a very toxic place, which is why I listen to a lot of positivity.
As you should, to counteract it, right? To balance it. And to your point, hurt people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Al, stick around. Coming up on DBL, a woman finds an unexpected surrogate in her own mother. It is an incredible story of selflessness and love. You have to stick around for that. Plus, BET is amplifying Black voices in a new filmmaker series that puts women in the driver's seat. How it's making a difference next.
Tomorrow on DBL, a TikTok granny who's taking social media by storm and showing kids how it's done. And 2 OG dance moms, Melissa Gassoni and Holly Frazier. What do they really think of Abby Lee Miller? That's tomorrow on DBL. Welcome back to DBL. When it comes to telling stories, BET is doing something special. They're putting Black women in front and behind the camera. Earlier, Lindsay spoke with actor Mark McKinnon to tell us more about this special filmmaker series.
Hi, Mark. Welcome to DBL.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored.
So I have to start with Chadwick Boseman because you know the world is still mourning the loss of such an amazing actor, and you both went to Howard University's theater school. So I want to ask you, how has he impacted your career?
Wow. First, I have to say my heart and prayers go out to everyone who was close to Chad, his family, his friends, even the fans. We all were impacted greatly by his success, but also by his advice. You know, he was really good at just helping the actor really understand what you should really go for.
So Breast Cancer Awareness Month is just getting underway, and your upcoming limited series on BET Her, The Waiting Room, is about that a little bit.
The cancer has advanced to your brain.
I'm gonna be here.
Can you share your personal experience and how you relate to this message?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my grandmother, she had died from breast cancer, and so I dedicated my role to her as I prepared for it. BET Her did an amazing job of doing this initiative to talk about breast cancer and mental health issues and how it impacts women and the Black families.
Now, this series of short films was directed by Black women, which I love, and you got to work with Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph, who I had the opportunity of meeting earlier this year. What was that like?
Oh man, working with Cheryl was so much fun, but I love how much she affirmed you, how much she inspired you. One of the things that I loved about Cheryl was her famous words, "Thank you." Like, she always did that when you understood a point she was trying to make, or it was a take that she loved, you would hear her go, "Thank you," really big. So that's something that I always hear to this day. And she was really good at bringing this vision, this story to life, and to help us reconnect with why this story is important to us.
Now, you also play a cop in Blue Bloods, and so I want to know, with everything going on, how does it help you relate and understand police or the experience of policing in this country?
Well, it's so tough because, you know, you understand like why the police have to do what they do when it comes to protecting and serving our country, but also the daily decisions that they make. Every day is different. Every day is something that is new. You know, you can train all you want to, but when it comes down to the on-the-spot moment, these officers are in the moment. No, it doesn't mean you have permission to kill on the spot because you are afraid or you feel like you have a reason to kill. But I really think the officers, the ones who I was able to talk to as I prepared for the role, were really able to give me perspective. And I didn't agree with everything, but I at least understood why their mindset was the way it was when it came to on-the-spot decisions.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. The Waiting Room premieres on BET on October 17th. I can't wait to watch. We'll be right back.
We all know that
Welcome back to DBL. For many, the road to motherhood is a heartbreaking one, which is why Brianna Lockwood was led to Surrogacy. But you won't believe who is carrying her baby. Earlier, I spoke with Brianna. Here is her remarkable story.
For the past 4 years, Brianna Lockwood has done everything she could to have a child of her own. After nearly 500 injections and 7 surgical procedures, she was only left with heartbreak. That's when Brianna's 51-year-old mom, Julie, offered to be her surrogate. Brianna agreed, but with extreme hesitation. It wasn't until Julie, who is a 2-time Boston Marathon runner, started to pass all the physical exams that Brianna's hope returned. That was in March, and today Julie is just weeks away from giving birth to her granddaughter.
Brianna and Julie, let me tell you, you are mother-daughter goals. Welcome to DBL. And as a fellow mom, I just want to say congratulations. First and foremost, you ladies are in the home stretch, but I know it's been a really long and heartbreaking journey at times. So Brianna, you have been incredibly open and honest about your struggles. Why was that important to you?
In the beginning, I used kind of my blog or my Instagram account to just kind of connect with other women going through similar situations. Going through fertility treatment can be really lonely and isolating, so it was a great way to connect with other people and learn off each other.
Good for you. Amen. We need more of you. Did either of you have any concerns at all about doing this, or did you just both know right away this is what we're going to do?
Yeah, I definitely had concerns in the beginning. It wasn't anything where like, oh yeah, let's do this. It was more of taking it day by day and just kind of going through a bunch of testing to make sure she was healthy enough and getting our doctor's approval and just kind of crossing our fingers at each step.
Big decision, it really is. And Julie, what does it mean to you to be able to do this for your daughter? I'm so inspired by you and in awe of you.
It means everything. I'm just happy that I can do it for her. She's always wanted to be a mom since she was little. Kids just gravitate to her. So I'm just like excited for her and her husband that they're gonna be a family, and it's been a long road. I've kind of been through it with her. I'm just happy for them. I'm just grateful that this worked and they're going to be a family.
So Brianna, is there ever going to be a time where you want your daughter to share this story, or you share it with her? It is something very much to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I've already started kind of a scrapbook documenting everything we've kind of gone on through our pregnancy process and all the pictures and video that I have, so I can make her a little birth story video or in a scrapbook that she can have with her forever.
I was told by one of our producers, first of all, that's incredible and sweet, and I wish I had the scrapbooking bug in me, because I'm sure my daughter would want to benefit from some of her memories as well. But one of my producers told me that you had a very heartwarming story about your daughter going to school one day and sharing the story. Can you share that with us?
Yes, definitely. I always joke around, and when she has her first day of class, and you go around the room and you tell a fun fact about yourself, I'm just ready for her to just mic drop. That big fun fact.
Yeah, a fun fact and something that you just can't top. I wouldn't want to be the kid sitting next to your daughter / granddaughter, because you can't follow up with that. I mean, it's amazing.
Right.
So, and DBL Nation, you're going to want to follow these ladies' remarkable journey. So join their Instagram. Go to ivf.surrogacy.diary, and I'm just so proud to talk to the both of you.
Oh, thank you so much for having us.
Bye, guys. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. A woman in Scotland is branding herself a real-life Eminem stan. So a stan, by the way, is a superfan coined by an Eminem song. So Nikki Patterson has 16 tattoos of Eminem's face on her body, including her fingers and 28 more that are Eminem-themed. She set the Guinness World Record for having the most tattoos of the same musician. That's, in my opinion, that's really obsessive behavior. Yeah.
Yes. Listen, I understand being a fan, but
no.
Does this take it to I wonder, like, clinically, does it take it to another level?
What do you think, Al?
You know, look, it's not for me, but it seems like a harmless passion, shall we say. It's harmless, Sam. It could be like somebody, she's not at his house.
Not yet.
If you met me, Al, and I had 18 tattoos of Hannibal Buress on me, you would call your buddy Hannibal and be like, yo, bro, I don't even want to say it, but it's
I left
obsessive.
this here for you, Sam.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say something. Bye, guys.